Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. Hope you're well and welcome back to another edition of Rival Watch and Kop-ish Kall-in. We are Kop-ish, and I'll be honest with you, after the week Liverpool have just had, it's nice to be able to speak to you guys. This is the show we look forward to, where we get to speak to you guys directly. This is the one that cheers us up when Liverpool are having a bad run, as they have been having. So we're going to quickly go through rivals, what their games are. We're going to try and get you guys on the phones ASAP, because we want to hear all the thoughts that you guys have this week. Matt Drift, how you guys doing? Silly question,
yeah. I mean, obviously we were live a little while ago, and you lot know how I feel. And you know what? I've had a couple of conversations with some people about the whole crowd thing and that, and yeah, a lot of people are on my way. So I'm not saying everybody has to agree, but I'm just saying I think a lot of people do feel the same way about the no crowd situation.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
fair enough.
We move.
I've not even had a chance to go through the comments and of our video earlier. What's the mood like? And me and Matt in the doghouse.
No. It's just one of them things where it's like some people are like, I see where you're coming from, and some people are a bit like, we can't use. It's literally split down the middle of what people think. But I'm just glad that there are a couple of people who they see what I'm saying, and they do feel it, especially about Klopp. A lot of people are saying it's Klopp spirits that they think are being affected by the crowd a lot. Remember, that's what I said. He sits down in that now. I've never seen Klopp do stuff like that. I think he really needs the crowd behind him to just keep him going. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Straight away, the super chat here from Agopa. Win the Champions League or FSG Soda Club this year?
FSG Soda Club this year.
Win the Champions League or FSG Soda Club this year? Do you know what? All right.
Depends who it's selling to.
It depends who the owners are.
Yeah, but I'm guessing that question is based on a good owner that would give us more money and care about the club financially a bit more. I'm guessing, because we don't want to go backwards and get a crap owner. So yeah.
Then if it's let's say it's owners that
Man City level type thing, like that type of.
I'd
rather want that, because it means when you rebuild, you're rebuilding properly. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And then that, because a Champions League win now will feel beautiful in a moment, but that's like winning £1,000 today, or someone says, but wait to the end of the year and you'll win 100 grand. I'll wait to the end of the year because it makes more sense to get more and have patience. You get what I'm
Depends
saying?
if you're going to be able to eat in that period, though, between now and then. There's variables, bro.
I hear
that.
There's variables.
But you can always just ask people to help you get your tree,
All right, so let's start with the biggest game of the weekend then, which is Manchester City versus Manchester United. The Manchester derby, first versus second in the league. As things stand right now, Manchester City are 14 points clear of Manchester United, and if City win and Leicester win, Manchester United go down to third in the table. So obviously it's not a must win for Manchester City. You wouldn't even say it's a must win for Man United with their aims of being a top 4 team, but neither will want to really give up ground on the other. So Drift, I'm going to start with you. Who do you see taking this one and why?
Just quickly on what you were saying about the neither one would want to smash each other. I feel like this game probably has. I mean, because Man United are out the title race now, it's not kind of the same. But this is the first game that's meant that kind of thing where like they're a little bit similar for a while. I'm trying to think. Was it back to maybe? I know they obviously had to play them to stop them winning the league, but that was just a formality. That wasn't a. It's like Ferguson days, innit? I think Van Persie got the winner against them in that season. I think that's kind of the last time when like it was like both teams were doing well, so to speak.
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe. Might
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Saying that
Might
though,
be the-
Man U form this season, this year hasn't actually been the greatest either, has it? If you think about it, they were top of the league, the halfway stage of January, and now they're 14 points
In January.
behind. So
Remember,
I
they were
guess
all
Man U aren't really
celebrating.
in form either, really, are you? When you think about it?
No team can really walk out this season with their head held high apart from Manchester City. And even
Yeah.
then you can turn around and be like, well, you kind of just won it on default, really.
Yeah, I guess so. But then people
But
would
you
probably
can't
say
take that away from them, though.
Last
No,
season.
I don't take it away from them. I don't at all. But
Yeah.
in terms
They
of
deserved it, to be fair.
like no other team has mounted
Yeah.
a challenge this season.
You know,
I think,
they've
yeah, in that
actually
regard, you're
got
right, though.
Is it 4 more games until they've broken the all-time record ever of games won in a row? I think it was Johan Cruyff's Ajax are on 26 and they're on 22 at the moment.
Is it 22
off,
now?
man.
I've actually lost count.
Yeah, they're on 22 and Johan Cruyff
Hats-
Barcelona. No, Ajax.
You know
Johan
what?
Cruyff Ajax at 26.
Hats off to them, man. I can't even sit here and hate. Hats off to
I
them.
can't, and the thing is, I can't even see them
Hats off.
losing.
No,
between
they
now,
won't lose another game this season.
the only
Maybe
time they
some
might
draws
lose-
get thrown in, but they won't lose again.
yeah, the only
I
time they
think
might
they'll
lose.
lose. I think they'll lose.
Champions League.
You think
It's
so,
Champions
Cal?
League.
Who's actually going to be able to beat?
They're not winning
City
in the- they're not losing in the
everyone
Premier,
else
I don't know, but I see them losing at least one in the Prem. I think it happens sometimes, isn't it?
No, but the
Yeah,
only
maybe.
time they're losing the Prem is if they're concentrating on maybe the Champions League and they wanted to rest a
Which-
bag of players.
Which they could do.
But that's the only, and again, it might
But the
be
thing
one
is,
game.
even when they rest a bag of players, they've still got ballers in the team. Like,
Bruv, they
Yeah.
played the other day, with Aguero, Kevin De Bruyne, and somebody else on the bench. It might have even been Sterling. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
But I
it's
saw
good,
their bench. Yeah, I saw their bench and I was like, this is stupid. This is actually stupid. Like, their squad is just nuts. Like,
it's
hear
mad.
this now. You see our basement, yeah? We've got guys like, I don't know, Simicast, Naby, Ox, Origi, right? They've got man like Ake in there is worth 40 mil, bro. Can you remember last
They don't
time
have
you
a
saw...
they don't have a basement. They've got a penthouse.
yeah,
I'll just be real. They got a penthouse, isn't it?
It's true.
They got the main building, and then there's a little walk and an attachment, and then you got the penthouse at the bottom of the garden.
Bel Air settings.
Yeah,
Fresh
yeah,
Prince of
yeah,
Bel-Air
yeah.
settings.
fully air conditioned. You've got
Oh yeah,
you've got
They got
daylight
Butler
from
and everything,
every
innit? They got
angle.
Jeffrey still. They got Jeffrey. Bro.
yeah.
They got Jeffrey.
But on the game, as you said, Cal, I don't think it'll be an easy game for Man City because Man United will probably be up for it more than most of the games recently that they've played in. And Solskjaer remarkably has a good record against Pep. So I don't think he's lost the league game to Pep. I think he's only ever lost to Pep in the cup, and it was on aggregate. I actually think he's got a very, very good record against Guardiola. So you have to factor that in. But then again, Man United don't win against the big teams. That's the only thing. This season, I think they've only scored 2 goals and they've drawn all of their games against the big teams.
Yeah.
So that kind of says maybe draw. Do you know what I mean? If you're looking at the statistics, if you're looking at all of that stuff. But I'll probably go for a sneaky 2-1 City win.
I'm gonna go for a 1-1. I think Man United they set up to just snatch a goal, and then it's rinse and repeat with how they play against the big six. And I see them scoring, but I also see City scoring. So I'm gonna go 1-1. But if someone held a gun to my head and was like, you have to say who would win, it'd be City above United. But I still think it'll be a 1-1. Just to answer John Sean, the film Hostel. That's what our basement looks like. Matt,
So
what's your thoughts?
Sterling and Gundogan to score for Thingy and Rashford to score for United.
Oh, okay. Well, you're going 2-1, Jeff, City.
2-1, yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, Man United are actually got an okay record. Are they? I know it doesn't really matter who's at home, but who's actually at home?
Man City.
That sounds good. Because Man United, if I'm not mistaken, they haven't lost away from home for a long time.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Remember when I said that in their last game? I can't remember who they played in their last game.
I think it's been like a calendar year.
Was it Chelsea? Was it Chelsea? I'm trying to think. Who did they play in their last? When we done this?
Game.
Yeah, and I said they don't like away from home for whatever reason. They'll either stifle the opponent or they'll get a 1-0 victory. Believe it or not, even though City, in my opinion, are heavy favourites, I can see a 1-1 again. You know, somehow, some way, I see Man United getting a draw, but I can also see City scraping it. Do you know what? I give Man United a little bit of credit. I think it might finish 1-1. 1-1. Excuse me.
Cool. Obviously, in the comments, guys, let us know what you guys think. Adam here with super chat. A part of me wants to give City credit, but a big part of me think it's a lot easier to win stuff, especially in this season when you have unlimited funds. I think it's easier, but again, I don't want to kind of and I've probably been the biggest advocate of this, but I don't want to discredit too much because I think they use their funds wisely. Like, let's be honest, like, even though Ruben Dias was 60 million, he wasn't the one they had to go and choose. They could have chosen someone else. Same with Torres. They could have spent more money on a winger if they really wanted to, but Ferran Torres is the one they picked out, and that was the one they went for. So, again, I mean, yes, they have the money, but they do spend it well as well. So they have to be credited, because Man United and Arsenal spend stupid amount of money, and they really haven't got anything to show for it. So,
not to spend too much longer on these guys, but just quickly, do you not think that even though they've got super money and they've got questionably the best manager in the world, being who they are is still stopping them from getting the superstar? Because it is quite strange that they never actually buy a superstar. They buy very good players, but they never buy. They're not like Barcelona, Real Madrid that will go and get that like big super name that everybody wants. They do always kind of do the under the radar good talent.
I think that's going to happen this summer, Drift.
Well, do you know what?
Well, with Messi, yeah.
With Messi and probably Harry Kane, it's going to happen.
Do you know why though, Drift? I think it's because of the whole prestige thing. So, like, history always says, like, you know, you've kind of made it to the big time, so to speak, when then you go to a Real Madrid or a Barcelona.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
So Man City have never been in that conversation. And dare I say it, Man City have not even been in that conversation in England. Remember, it's always Man United, Liverpool, and then Chelsea came aboard that. But even prestigiously, like, they're not on the same level. Like, Liverpool and Man United are the two biggest clubs in England, two biggest clubs in Spain. Man City people go there because of the project that's happened since Sheikh Mansour's been there, and they also know they're going to get paid. And that's not taking anything away from City, but again, I think if Neymar, let's just say Neymar was a free agent, and then he had a choice between Barcelona, Real Madrid, Man City, and Bayern Munich, I think he would only choose Man City for money. But if he wanted to, like, you know, go back to being the old school Neymar, so to speak, and try and win trophies and get that Ballon d'Or, I think he would choose one of the Spanish clubs.
Fair enough. Can't really argue with that. All right, next fixture. Burnley versus Arsenal. Matt, I'll start with you on this one, bro.
Arsenal done well in their last game. They actually, I try to remember who they played, but they had a whole load of people on the bench, and I was like, right, this is a weird one for Arsenal, putting all these people on the bench. Leicester.
Did us a favour last week while we still had a chance to get into top 4.
Yeah, Arsenal played very well. And again, I feel like Arsenal are actually, they found some form, and you cannot, this is actually depressing. Arsenal, as things stand, will finish above us this season. They actually will. Because we have been so shockingly terrible. Every single week we keep saying we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna get better, and it just hasn't happened. We haven't kicked on. They have. That's the difference. Admittedly, they're different clubs, and you know they haven't got some of the issues that we've had to face and whatnot. And that's no excuse, but that's just facts, isn't it? They haven't had to deal with certain things, but you can't deny what Arsenal are doing. They've actually they've hit the stride and they're building on that. So, you know, I can only see Arsenal moving up from here. And if they have a good summer, who knows what Arsenal will be like next season? Who knows? But in terms of this game, they'll beat Burnley. They will, because they're on the up, innit? They're on the come up, innit? Like Arsenal kind of like, they're in their own feelings, but in a good way. They're Drake, innit? They're feeling themselves, innit? They feel good right now, innit? So it is what it is, man. Arsenal win this one, and I think they'll probably. I don't even. Would they even concede? Maybe by a set piece, but it's gonna be for me either Arsenal 2-0 or Arsenal 2-1. But they definitely win the game.
What are you saying, Drew?
Yeah, 2-0 Arsenal. Burnley won't beat Arsenal.
They ain't got enough in it. They ain't got enough.
The only thing is they do have the Europa League game, and I know they are really, really concentrating on that now. You can tell because against Man City, they actually put out a much weakened team compared to Benfica because you can tell that Arteta wants to try and win a get a place in the Champions League, and winning the Europa League is the only way that's going to happen. So he's really putting his eggs in that basket. So yeah, I think he might put a bit of a weakened team out that could affect the result, but I still don't see Burnley scoring. I think that's what it is. Every now and again, Burnley can do a little madness like what they did with us and pull off a 1-0 with a great defensive performance. But in general, they don't score goals. So I'll probably say 2-0 Arsenal as well.
So none of you boys are giving us a chance, no? Not one bit, not one iota, is that what you're saying? Tell you what.
Not this game.
You might just be right, because I've got to be honest, I do not see how we break down that team. I don't see how we stop them scoring. Saka, he plays like a young Messi, that boy does. He's going to have our players on toast, I'm not going to lie to you. I am breaking it. Gotta be honest, I'm breaking it. Whether Aubameyang, Lacazette plays, it's just going to be a tough game. What's the other one? What's that? They got a whiskey that they play on the left hand side. Martinelli, that's the one. Yeah, don't see how we beat them. They've got culture, they got flair. Let's be honest, they're opposite of what we are. They're absolute opposite of what we are. We're grit, we're hard work, we'll break down barriers. We just ain't got that flair and that goal scoring prowess. So you might be right, guys. I think I'm gonna go for an Arsenal win myself. I don't think we'll score though. So I'm gonna go 3-1. I think we'll get one. But you know what, lads, I gotta be honest, we could have done you guys a favour if you just dropped us nat in January, but we're a bit silly. Hey, we're here now. Best of luck for the rest of the season, lads. We'll do our best. So yeah, 3-1. 3-1 Arsenal. 3-1. Let's Burnley keep them out. All right. Next game is Leicester City and Brighton. So Brighton Hove Albion versus Leicester City, the late game on Saturday. What are you saying, guys?
Is that the late game on Saturday?
Yeah.
Right, that's a weird one.
I'd probably say 0-0 or 1-1 because Leicester have got quite a few bad injuries now and they seem to be really taking a hit themselves. But just because I know what our luck is like, if we are just thinking some miracle we win a few games, Leicester will just win enough that we won't get back in anyway. So I'm going to go 1-0 Leicester.
I think Leicester might just creep this one 2-1 or 1-0. Because just right, they've got a lot of injuries. They've got a lot. Is Vardy even back? I don't think he is he?
Yeah, Vardy's back.
I think so. Yeah.
Is he back?
But quite a few of the other people are out. They've got quite a lot. Like Perez, Barnes, they got Eniacho is actually the only one who they've got to bring in, I guess.
Madison?
No, he's not back.
Madison's injured.
Ooh, Tillemans?
Yeah,
Tillemans was available.
But even still, though, you've taken out Harvey Barnes, who's arguably been their best winger of the season. Ozzy Perez,
and Madison, they're in a bit of trouble. Then it's literally like just play the ball to Vardy and see what he can do. I still think Leicester will scrape it though. I think they might just do it. I'm gonna say only because I feel like even though they haven't got the players at their disposal because of injuries, I still feel like they'll control the game and they should just about create enough chances as well. So I'm gonna go Leicester 1-0. I'll go Leicester 1-0. So I'm gonna go the opposite, Matt. I'm gonna go 1-0 Brighton.
Swear down.
I think Brighton play good football. I think their football's underrated. And I think Leicester, we've seen last season when they lose a couple of players, they're not the same team, they're not the same outfit. Unfortunately, they're a bit like Liverpool in the sense where the squad start showing their deficiencies when injuries happen, and they're getting injuries at the wrong time of the season for them. So I'm going to go over 1-0 Brighton win.
Brighton do play good football. You are right, but they're like a really, really healthy, fit 82-year-old who's like really doing well, but then at night time takes out the teeth and it's just bare gums, isn't it? When you wake up in the morning and say, no.
Oh man,
He's got no bite.
Oh jeez. Oh, that got me, man. That got me. Oh man.
No bite, yeah. That is mad.
Oh jeez. Oh well done,
bag
man.
of gums.
Oh gosh. Superb. Oh man. Next game is Tottenham versus Crystal Palace. Oh, Drift, you done me there, man. You completely done me there. Matt, Tottenham Crystal Palace, what are you saying?
The thing is, Palace will always get chances in games these days, but they just don't convert, especially when they haven't got Wilfred Zaha. I don't know whether he's going to be back, but against Man United, Benteke, bro. You just can't rely on man. You can't, really. You can't rely on Benteke. So Spurs will probably take this one because Palace have just got no end product. Let's be real, they haven't.
They really should have beat United. There's so many good chances to beat United.
Spurs will win this one. It's just a matter of like, if Spurs really turn up and Harry Kane really turns up, Palace is in trouble, in my opinion. It could be like a 2-3-1, or maybe 3-1 even. But again,
Zaha's fit, a few people are saying, you know.
I'll say this: if Zaha's back, he'll cause them problems. But I still think Spurs will take it 2-1. I was gonna say 3-1, but I think 2-1 if Zaha's back, because I think he plays well with Eze as well. Yeah, I think them two work.
He's been out for a long time though, so it's quite difficult to think whether he'll be able to just be match fit just like that. So I'll probably still go with 1-0 Tottenham or 2-0 Tottenham. I think Crystal Palace is not able to score. Yeah,
I think it might be 2-1. 2-1 Spurs.
I'm gonna go 3-0 Tottenham.
Fair enough.
Nothing other than a Spurs win, innit?
Yeah. Kane, Son, they'll do their business in this game. I think if Moore and Bell play as well, they go the 4-2-3-1 route. It's going to be a rough evening for Crystal Palace.
Bale's starting to find form.
He really is.
Oh, yeah, Bale looking hot still.
Yeah.
He really is.
Stay fit, they could possibly win a trophy this season by either doing well in the Europa League or maybe even surprising City in that final. If they can keep Bale fit and starting to play well like this, because Bale playing well with Kane and Son, there's some teams getting a hiding if they can get that going.
No,
Indeed. Super chat here from Khalil. Guys, I have a suspicion that we will get top 4 last day of the season because it's what we do. 8 out of the 11 teams we face will be at the beach.
We hope so, Khalil.
Khalil, I wish I could share your optimism. I just don't, unfortunately. So, guys, we're actually going to bring the callers in very shortly. Before we do, just want to play you a little promo for a video that is being released tomorrow. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Just want to play a little game. So I'm going to read out some names of some players, and I want you to answer with 3 answers. So you've got 3 answers you can give. You can give bad news, Pierce, which is no chance. You can have no news, Pierce, which is not too sure. And good news, Pierce, it's a possibility. So I'm going to go around and read the names out for you. Okay. This is where it could become heartbreaking as well. So Rafa Varane,
Oh,
cut it off right at the point where it's about to get juicy, didn't I? So that video will be being released tomorrow. The one, the only James Pearce from The Athletic, Liverpool journalist, superstar. We had the pleasure of interviewing him, and that video will be released tomorrow. So make sure you look out for that as well. So guys, the phone lines are now open. You know what to do. Click the link in the description on our YouTube channel, and let's see what you guys have got to say. I expect there to be a lot of good things to say today. Oh boy. Oh boy. Between Darth Drifty, Sean Dyche, we've got some great people in the comments.
Profit.
All right, let's get the first person on. Chris, how you doing, bro?
yeah, I'm good, man. What's up, Team Kopish? What's good?
Not too bad, brother. Not too
What's going on,
bad.
bro?
Nah, there's no need to lie. Don't worry. Now it's all peak out here.
No, real talk, innit? Real talk.
Look. How's it come to this? That's all I'm here to talk about. How's it come to this? Because at the start of this season, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think we had a bad summer transfer window. I know we didn't get a centre back, but I thought we had a strong squad coming into the season, and then all these injuries happened. And I believe FSG has to go. They have to go, because I've tried to defend these man to say, yep, they couldn't take into account what happened in the summer. Fair enough. They couldn't take that into account. However, when January was coming around, that's when they should have got the centre back in. That's when they should have been like, this is the moment. When Van Dijk got injured, that's when they're like, oh no, this is a problem. When Gomez got injured, that's when you're like, you need to get a centre back in the 1st of January. And they didn't do that. And to me, people are trying to defend their actions of them getting Kabak and Davis, and that's okay. And I don't think that's all right, because at the end of the day, in my opinion, the fact is they got them in here because Matip got injured. Let's be real, guys. They got them two guys because Matip got injured, and that was the only reason they brought them in. So what I want to say is, what's your limit with FSG right now? Like, how much leeway do you want to give them in this summer transfer window? Do you want 4 or 5 players or they're out, or do you want what's your standards in the coming summer transfer window?
Matt, just before we answer that, just like Khalil Hassan, so the best way to call in is, well, the only way to call in is by clicking the link in the description on our YouTube channel, and you can call in that way. Great question there, Chris. Drift, can I come to you first on that one? What's your thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same, bro. I'm FSG out. I'm not screaming it from the rafters and making it aggressive or anything like that, because as I said, they're good owners. They're not bad owners. We've just outgrown them.
No.
As Cal said, we've outgrown them. They clearly can't do for us what we need to do now. In the summer, though, if they want to change my opinion, which I'm all up for, because I would, and I agree with you as well, it wasn't the worst summer. The centre-back was the problem in the summer, but it wasn't the worst summer. Tsimikas, Jota and Thiago were very acute signings, very good signings. So I'm not complaining about that. It was the lack of defender. And then in January, you're right, when they didn't even make a move until they were forced to do it. So in the summertime, the only way they redeem themselves for me, bro, is if they have a transfer kitty for Klopp of around 150 million that doesn't include selling a player that we shouldn't sell. That's the only way that I will actually give them any leeway. And then Klopp can spend that money where he wants. If they don't do that, then I genuinely believe that we've outgrown them and they've got to sell the club.
Sorry to interrupt, Drifty. It's a statement of intent in the January transfer window. This was their statement of intent, where they wanted this club to go, where this club they wanted it to be. And they could have got a decent centre back in the 1st of January. And then they would have embedded them into this system, and we would have accumulated a much more amount of points, and we would have not even been in this position. Think about it, guys.
100%.
How many teams we've lost to? and
True.
how many points we could have accumulated if we got a decent centre back in the 1st of January. Because there was a gap between the Southampton game and the Man U game. There was a big gap where we could have got a centre back in and they could have been bedded into the squad. But no, they waited until Matip was injured and they got 2 guys on the cheap. I'm sorry I interrupted you guys.
No. I said the same thing. At January the 1st, we should have already had the player in the country, medical done, and boom, we just announced it. That's how it should have been, and then we would have been way better off. You're 100% right.
10 points, guys. 10 points, and we could have been safe. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Nice, real.
Matt, what's your thoughts on FSG? How can they kind of redeem themselves for you, if they can redeem themselves?
In my opinion, I think Chris said it best. Yeah, they had the opportunity to kind of, I suppose, undo their wrongs. You know what I mean? Every business owner makes mistakes, but they just keep making mistakes in a sense of, we're Liverpool Football Club, and every single time we need we need something like a big fix, or we need some major surgery, they're not willing to do that for us. They're not willing to give us exactly what we need. There's always got to be a compromise. And that's the thing. Jurgen Klopp has to compromise when he buys players, because he's got to think to himself, okay, how much can I sell Brewster for? How much can I sell this player for? And then he has to go, right, let me see if I can get this guy down for a knockdown fee. Now, don't get me wrong. We've got some of the best recruitment, people in world football. But you couldn't do that for so long. And whereas I'll stress it one more time, we're a Liverpool Football Club, yeah? This model that got us here has done very well for us. It has. The model's got us very well. But to maintain this model, and if you want to kick on, it's not going to work, in my opinion, under FSG. I don't see nothing changing in the summer. So I'm not even going to go and say, this is what they will do to change my mind, because it's not going to happen. And I give you another reason why it's definitely not going to happen. Because right now, we don't look like we're going to be in the top 4. Are you waiting for the stories to come out when you hear the things like, in the summer, Liverpool's transfer budget has been
excuses FC. Excuses FC.
We didn't make the Champions League, and now also because of the pandemic. I've heard it all. I've heard it all. So yeah, when it comes to FSG, bro, we need you. I'll be real with you. We need new owners. We need someone else to take us to that next level. And again, it's no disrespect to FSG, because I think they've done very well with the model that they have. But if you want to be part of the elite group, you need somebody else to take it further, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're not fixing Gillette level guys anymore. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, precisely. And again, for me, it's about taking us to that next level. So I echo what Matt and Drifty and what you said, Chris. I mean, I think they do the bare minimum to get by it, and it frustrates me when they do that, considering what they have in front of them. It's almost like they don't realize just how good they've got things. They've got probably one of the most, if not the most, loyal fan bases in the world, a stadium and a history of culture, a manager who's arguably the best in the world, some of the best players in the world, and you've just come off the back of winning a league. And then instead of really going on and solidifying where you were, like, let's be honest, if they had a really good summer last summer and the summer before, we could be in a situation right now where we actually go into this summer and we're like, it'd be nice to get 1 or 2 players, but we're actually all right. Because Manchester City right now could go into the summer and say, we don't really need to sign anyone. We will, because we want to maintain our dominance, but we don't have to. Whereas we're going into the summer now thinking it's now or never, when it should never have got to this point, especially from being European champions and then Premier League champions. And I think that's where my frustration is with them. And for me, my patience is pretty much gone, but not saying I can't be turned back around. I see a load of excuses coming in, and unfortunately, I hate to say it and put it out in the atmosphere, I see us still in one of the front 3 to make up funds.
Yeah, that'll be the Champions League money.
Yeah.
But no, great question though, bro.
Yeah, no, Chris, you've been absolutely brilliant, man.
No.
Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Appreciate that.
Pleasure, bro.
Yeah, no,
you see you guys now.
Take care, bro.
Easy.
Great question there by Chris. Articulated really well. Said all
very well.
Said everything great. Gonna welcome in our next guest now. Big bucks. This should be fun. How you doing, big
guys.
bucks?
What you guys telling me?
Well, not fantastic, obviously, after yesterday. Congratulations on the win.
Well done, big bucks. You got the dub.
Now listen, yeah, that first half, yeah, that was footballing poetry in motion, bro. The way you passed the ball, the way you passed the ball around, I was like, what's this? Is it Chelsea or Barcelona?
Whoa, footballing poetry in motion. Big bucks. I'm not even asking this to be rude. How old are you, my bro?
18 still.
Unfortunately, unfortunately, you've missed out on real footballing poetry. If that's what you think footballing poetry is, bro.
And now listen. It was the way like we passed the ball out from the back. Like, come on, you can't lie. Like, it was very good. I was shocked myself.
No, it was. I wouldn't go as far to say football poetry. Like, you played really well, you controlled the game, but football poetry is what I'd call like a Man City when they're in their prime, or
a Barcelona. Pep Guardiola, Barcelona.
Yeah.
But I'll get.
Now I was gonna say, hold tight, man. Like Rudiger. I told you guys. Was it Jiffy that said he's crap, or who is it? Someone said he's crap here.
Not me.
None of us rate him that highly, but he had a good game. He did have a good game.
Now he's been solid since my guys coming in. He's been good. And Mason Mount, I'm not a fan of him, but yesterday, he's sick, man.
Can I just ask you, Big Bucks, why are you not a fan of Mason Mount? What is it about him?
No, there is. If he plays in the 8, he's a calm guy, yeah. But when he's like our most creative player, nah, man. Like, I don't think he got that final ball in him. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't think he's got that killer pass. You know what I mean? Like a De Bruyne or like a Pogba or someone.
I know. I hear that. Don't you think it's harsh to compare Mason Mount to De Bruyne though? Because De Bruyne is arguably the best in the world in that position of being a 10 or being that creative player. And dare I say it, without Mason Mount this season, I don't think he'd be in the position that he was this season.
I can't lie. Without Mason Mount, Arsenal. I don't know where we'd be, fam. We'd be below Arsenal or something like that down. Like
he's been good, man. But
Mason
does need to improve a bit. But he's a talent, man. He's a talent.
And I was gonna say, guys, and can we do like a swap deal? Yeah, you take Kante and we get Fabinho, because Kante yesterday was frustrating me in that first half, bro. Man kept giving the ball every second. I'm like, listen, but I'm not going to you. If we're gonna play this system on the Tuchel, Kante can't. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like, man, on the ball, fam. You get me?
I mean,
I'll take Kante, but instead of giving you Fabinho, we'll give you Ox, because you lot wanted him a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I think that would work out great for you guys. He's versatile.
Ox can play bro. He can play right wing back as well. His position was choke.
Nah, man. No, serious question. What has happened to that guy, bro? That guy, I said before he was sick. Like now he looks. I don't know what happened to him, bro. He fell off a cliff.
Injuries, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say injuries seem like they kind of caught. I actually thought Kante played well yesterday. I thought he broke up play really well.
Yeah, of course. Oh, fam. In the second half, like he done well, but the first half, I was like, "What are you doing, bro? Like, hold the ball for us, like you know what I mean?" But as bad you guys are, I still think you guys will get top 4 still. I think you guys will get top 4.
On what basis, bro?
Yeah, why did you say that though? In terms of, because we've been so poor though.
Okay, Matt. Yeah, tell me a team that's better than you. Like a team apart from Chelsea, Man United, and Man City. Who's better than you?
You didn't even have to say Leicester playing better than us.
They're gonna.
No, you have to though. You have to, because here's the thing. Even though Leicester got injuries, they're still getting results though. Like when you think about, here's the thing with us, yeah. What's so frustrating for us is that every other team, even when they have bad weeks, we don't capitalize, and that's our issue. So when teams, even Everton. Remember, Everton have got like a game in hand, and I think they're 3 points ahead of us now.
Yeah, bro. If they beat us on Monday, we have to beat them, because the thing is, if they win the game in hand, they got above us. You know, so on Monday we have to beat them.
There you go, and again, that's our issue. Like, it's not that necessarily. It's not even necessarily that these teams are better than us in terms of like their playing squad or whatever, but they're in better form. They're having better seasons. We're having one of our worst seasons in years. So, and the forms that they're in compared to us. We can't compare right now.
It's calm, bro. You got Jota back. You got Keita back. I think you guys will make it, man. Don't worry, man.
I hope you're right, bro.
Boy, I wish I had your enthusiasm.
You know, I'm shocked to how I am talking today compared to last week or the week before. Like, you guys can't you're gassing. Now, it drives me. I'm a humble guy in it, because like every time I get gassed, I get slapped back down to earth. So this time I have to be like.
No, that's good, bud. You good.
Fair play.
I rate that.
Yeah, big up Kopish, man.
Congrats on the winner. Make sure you beat Everton next week, yeah?
Yeah, please beat Everton, bro.
If they beat us again, you don't say Everton, yeah. At their ground, we always get slapped. At our ground, we beat them. So I hope that repeats this year. I hope we beat them at Stamford Bridge. But yeah, man, up Chelsea, yeah. Man's coming. We played Tottenham, Man United, Atletico Madrid, and Liverpool. We got 4 clean sheets and 3 wins? Come on, and a draw. That is stupendous, bro. On the Lampard, I guarantee you, that is at least 2 losses. No, 3 losses.
Yeah,
minimum.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
You're probably right. Actually,
Yeah,
you're probably
man.
right. Yeah.
Come on, guys, bruv. And big up Liverpool, man. You lot will make top 4. Just don't worry, man. It's like, listen, everyone goes for tough times, innit? Like, we had it, my dad had it, like, don't worry, man. Oh yeah, what was I gonna say? I clocked here. We're only 4 points behind them, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Oi,
Rough,
if we
I
finish
didn't even
second,
know that.
if we finish second in the FA Cup, that is a great season. But yeah, man. Quickly before I go, yeah, little 30 second thing. Timo Werner. He does so much stuff that annoys me, yeah, but I said to God, man, he's good, but he does some stuff.
He's
like
frustrating.
It is frustrating because you can tell that there's something there, but it's like he freezes. Like there was even a chance yesterday where the ball came to him and he literally flicked it up at Alisson when all he had to do was just look to the either side. I was like, and it's the way he even like connected with the ball. Like I was like, why are you even stretching like that?
Yeah,
it's a bit mad. So
yeah. But Mane, that guy's having a blunder. That chance he had, a man kicked the air, bro. Man kicked the air. How you was no ball? But yeah, man, it's calm, isn't it? It's calm. But yeah, man, that's what I'm gonna say.
But no, big up, bro. Big up,
you guys.
Yeah, man.
If you can have one free transfer from the team, like who you guys take from our team? Who you take? Like
3 players, did you say?
Yeah, 3 man. Like you guys can have 3 man and have them in your team.
Right now, Thiago Silva, Kante, and
Werner.
Nah, Mount or Pulisic.
Pulisic, mister. Fix up, because I said to God, this is last chance here. If you don't fix up,
Pulisic.
I say we sell him, bro. I said to God,
he's only 22, man.
Nah, bro, Drifty, he gets too much injuries. It's annoying, man.
He does get injured a lot.
That Shisha Mkhitaryan, Ziyech, flipping hell. I'm gonna.
Yeah, Ziyech is a standstill and past merchant, isn't it? Like,
I like, bro. Some beats.
Remember, it's all these man's first season. I think you got to judge them next season. To be honest, it is all their first season. So.
Nah, G, bro. The only man I got time for is man like Kai, innit? Kai, I'll give him time. The rest, they will pull their weight, bro. He's a big man, you know. Bro, he's 28, you know. Ziyech, he's not a little boy. He's 28.
Yeah. But it's still his first season.
That's true.
But he's Shisha Matt Jarvis, bro. Fix up, bro. Getting mad at him. But anyway, yeah, man, safe guys, isn't it? It's nice to meet you.
No, that's a big bucks.
Take care, man. Take care, everybody.
I would take some Pulisic, that's for sure. So
shall I be honest? You guys are gonna hate me, but I've been saying it for. I think Pulisic is quality on his day, but I think he's quite overrated.
Nah, no way, bro. No, he's literally a carbon copy of Naby Keita, where he just can't seem to get over the injuries, but the quality is there, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's such a good player, bro.
He is, man. They got the talent. It's just again keeping him on the pitch is another thing.
Yeah,
because for me, he's more talented than. But again, I know we say talent is everything, but when you look at what someone could do in your team and our setup, imagine Pulisic and Jota coming off the bench or even rivaling that 3 if everyone's fit. In my opinion, if Pulisic is fit and you said in one game, Rob, we're dropping Mane would have no problem with that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
If Pulisic was fit for the entire season and was able to pick up that form and get the momentum going, you would actually see him drag Chelsea to the trophy.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Next caller. Saf, can you hear us?
Yo.
How you doing, Saf?
Not
too bad, how you doing?
Yeah, good, bro. Yeah, there's a little delay, yeah. But yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. No, great show, man. I do have a question, but I'm gonna first of all just talk about our situation.
Bro, have you got some music playing in the background?
No, I'm messaging my missus now.
No,
Stevie again.
Oh, okay,
Stevie
again.
No, that's not
right.
Yeah.
Little man's having a party.
Little man's having a party, boy.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, Stevie. He's basically my little one's got a toy car, and what he does, he drives up to the conservatory window and he just pumps his music, and then he starts dancing at the window.
He's a bad man because he's like, Daddy, you want to hear some music?
But yeah, no,
Sorry.
fair, bro. What you saying, bro? Sorry to cut you, bro.
No, cool, man. It's cool. It's cool. So basically, yeah, you know, over the last, say, since obviously January, innit, our form just getting worse and worse and worse. I'd never wanted to attack any of the players or Klopp because it just won't make sense because they've done so much for us, yeah.
Yeah.
And especially now, it's like there's certain things really getting to me, bro. It's like some of the Klopp's lineups and tactics. It's so stubborn, yeah. It's just so frustrating. And you know, let's talk about yesterday, yeah. Yesterday, Jota should have started instead of Firmino, because you know some of the senior players when they're on the bench and they come on afterwards, they would be proper rearing to go and try to make a difference. It just getting to me, man. Overall, I think Klopp's got some blame on this, because the most ironic thing is the whole injuries from the back. That's not even our main issue now, because we're not even conceding that many goals. So how can you just blame that? So yeah, it's just all shambles, man.
So just quickly, I'm sure I recognise your voice, Bob. Are you one of our regular viewers review guys, Mr. Khan, right?
Yeah, bro. It's just, you know what? This video.
Yeah, I knew I recognised your voice, Bob. Big up, Bob. What you saying, bro?
Shout out, stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, good, bro. Good. Love, man.
Yeah, no, I definitely do. I recognise your voice still.
Yeah, you know, I was signing in to the StreamYard. It just picked up my Facebook, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, long-time viewer, bro. Like, you know, love your shows and that.
Big up, man. You've been one of the day ones on the viewers review, so I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me, bro. It's just one of them things, you know, like you just want to give your opinion, innit? It's just one of the things, because I've been following fan of Liverpool for ages, bro. But yeah, man, it's just bad times, isn't it? We just got to live through it. But the thing is, you know, like, my point is, yeah, it just, with Klopp, I think he's just so stubborn. Like, look, I love the guy, yeah. I'm never Klopp out. Like, if he wants to go, then it can come to that. But I never Klopp out, bro. And with the players, yeah, I would never attack them because I love all of them. Do you know what I mean? Apart from them two that they went, I wasn't a big fan of them, so they're gone now. But everyone else, they've done enough for us. But right now, we can't even blame the form, bruv. It's like, you know what? It's just so frustrating. Anyway, moving on, yeah. Talking about rivals, you know, the whole United January Cup. How embarrassing was that, bruv? All the man them came out of the cave, yeah. You know, WhatsApp status, Instagram status. Now they're nowhere to be seen, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? I was telling them, yeah. Bro, I was telling them.
Yeah, they really thought they were going to win the league. Still, they really thought.
Yeah,
and the thing is, yeah, what's mad is,
that was such an evil laugh, you know.
But remember at the time when I was saying it wasn't even being disrespectful to Man U. I just knew City had this. And people are getting a bit worried about Man U. And I said, nah, Man U won't keep this up. Man City will just blow through. But it's funny how they really did think they had this league. Like they didn't want to say it out loud because they knew it would come back to bite them in the arse when it didn't happen. But inside, they all thought they were going to win the league. They genuinely did think they were going to win the league, and it's hilarious.
In it, bro. In it, you know, like, you know, the other channels. Yeah, I don't know if I can mention it, bro. Some of them are so short. Yeah, they were like 21 coming, hashtag this, that. I was like, listen, mid-February to March, you're gonna crumble, yeah, and that is it. And bro, in a way, like, I feel good, innit? Like, at least that didn't happen. Imagine if they won the league, yeah, and we are where we are. Bro.
No, that can't happen, bro.
Yeah, that would have finished. That would have destroyed me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. That would have. We would have felt like they did last season, pretty much, or the season before. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that couldn't happen.
You know, bro.
That would have destroyed me.
You know, personally, yeah, I don't know what you guys think, but personally, I think Man U's like at least few years behind to even challenge, bruv. You know all this form that happened? It was just because everyone else is literally shit, bruv. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Everyone else is crap. So
You know, the only thing
man,
though,
one more
bro,
thing.
is they've got enough money to turn this around quickly though, and that's the only reason why I'll never fully like sign them out. Like, say they get rid of Ollie in the summer and get Nagelsmann and give him a decent amount of money, but there's a big possibility that they could turn it around. So I'm still always going to be wary of them. Do you get what I mean?
No, you're right. 100%, you're right. Because they do have the money in it. But the thing is, you know one thing that I've been loving, bruv, over the last 10 years, their recruitment's been so crap. Like, a lot of flops. And I still love it. But now they are getting something together, though. I have to say, like Bruno Fernandes and whatever. But yeah, one more thing, bro. I was going to ask you guys, yeah? Because I've been having arguments with my fellow Liverpool fans, innit, about this, yeah? You know, Man City, yeah? Right now, or even last few years, they've been a great team, right? Great team, and they've got a great manager. But are they a greatest club in Europe? Let me say my bit, then I'll let you guys say it. I think they're not a great club, bro. They're still plastics with few cups until they win the Champions League, the holy grail of club football. Then I might say, yeah, you're one of the greatest clubs. But till then, I think they're plastics, bro. What do you guys think?
You know what it is? They
Plastics
remind
is
me a
hard.
lot of they remind me a lot of Chelsea when Chelsea first got Abramovich. I think it took about 10, 15 years before people went, okay, no, they are a big club now, and let's stop talking about the money. And even though I know Man City have had the money for that for about 10 years now, I feel like they do need maybe 2 Champions Leagues and a few more Premier Leagues before, like, they're just a bit more cemented history. And then I think people will start to be like, okay, Man City, you know what I mean? This, that. But in terms of, like Matt said earlier, their prestige is going to take a long time to come because you don't buy prestige. And I think that's what their problem is right now. They can't buy prestige. No matter what they do, you can't buy that. So, but couple Champions Leagues, and then I think they'll be in that conversation.
Yeah, that's my point as well. But some fans are, no, they're this, they're that, they're winning. I'm like, look, they can win domestics, yeah? But to be a great club in Europe, because that's what we do care about, because why do people go out top 4 to get into Europe, this and that? Then you become one of the greatest in Europe. So right now, to be honest, yes, they play sexy football, whatnot, and they got really good team. Yeah, I'll give them that because I'll be deluded not to see that, innit? But yeah, man, thanks for clearing up. But yeah, you know, finally, bro.
No, big up, man.
No, absolute pleasure having you on, bro.
Trust me, bro.
Safe, G's. Safe. Keep it up, bro.
Yeah.
Safe, man.
Thank you, bro. Thanks for all your support as well. Much appreciated.
Yeah, cool, brother. Definitely, man. Definitely. Hold it. Keep it up.
Yeah, man. Brother. Big up. One thing I want to say to the Man City fans, though, just because I don't want it to seem like I'm being like rude or whatever, they're clearly the best team of the last decade, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, there's not what they might not have that prestige, but there ain't nobody that can question they ain't been the best team of the last decade. So, you know what I mean? It just takes a long time to get that prestige. Right now, you're like a newcomer on the block. You know, I don't know, like, say, when Rihanna first came out or something like that, and like, you can't talk to Mary J. Blige, do you know what I mean? But like, now you look at her now, 15, 20 years down the line, and now she's got that, you know what I mean, that respect. So it's you know what I mean, you got to earn that. It takes a while to earn that.
Indeed. Going to get our next caller on. Probably the best name so far that we've had on, Cal's Neto Army. How you doing?
Yo, how you doing, guys?
What's
not
going on?
Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you lot?
Could be better.
Not too good, not too good. But we move.
Been better.
Yeah, we move, man. We move. Yo, full of guys all, man. You guys all the best right now, man. Yeah, man. I wanted to ask you guys a few questions, and first I wanted to talk about where I think Liverpool's problems are. I don't really think it's defensively the biggest problem, because I think we're controlling games. I just think that we're not finishing our chances off. I think Salah is being, he's being scapegoated because he just wants to finish and help the team out. And I think Roberto Firmino, oh wait, as Drifty calls him, Robert, he's been the problem. He can't finish. He can't link up. So what do we do with him? Do we get rid of him? Do we make him sit on the bench? Do we put Jota on? It's a catch-22. You don't know what you're going to do with him. I personally believe, Kabak should not be signed next season. Matt, I'm sorry, bro. You were absolutely correct. 100% correct. Because I was on that first show when you said you didn't rate him that highly. I was thinking, nah, Matt is just joking around. Matt, you're going too far. You're going too far. But then I see the same thing they're talking about, positional sense. He doesn't know where his man is. He's looking at the ball. It's just, I don't know.
Trust me, bro. I know.
It is a tough one. On the Robert stuff, though, bro. Here's what the problem is, and I'm gonna compliment him before it sounds like I'm insulting him. He wasn't our best player in terms of his ability, but he was our most important player, especially in 18-19, with regards to being what we called the system. We all knew that when he wasn't playing, we didn't click, we didn't gel, and we saw plenty examples of that. Just a prime example, the Chelsea game in the Super Cup. He wasn't fit enough to start that game. We were not terrible in the first half, but we weren't playing well. He came on in that second half, and it was like night and day. Immediately, everything just worked. He set the first goal up. We went on to lift that trophy. So that's a prime example of how important he was to us for such a long time. But I feel like he is now the problem for the exact reason he was the best player in the system. When he's not playing well, the system doesn't work. He doesn't press anymore. His passing isn't good anymore. Now we even are more annoyed about his lack of finishing, because when he does get opportunities, we're like, well, if you're not going to set people up and you're not going to make space, and now you're not going to score, you're actually a bit of a passenger in the game. So he's almost like his own worst enemy. And what's crazy about it is, if he picked up his form again and started to play like 18-19 or 17-18 Bobby, we wouldn't even moan about his goals again, because he'd be making the whole team feel a bit better, and he'd be linking the play again. But for whatever reason, he is just not himself. And now because he doesn't score goals, it's just looking worse and worse and worse. So I believe he should become a squad player now. And I think it could be burnout. But you know what? I would never, ever say if he picked up 18-19 form again, drop him. Because I reckon it would actually help everyone else out. So it's a really strange one. And you know what? We banter Cal because it's just cool to just make the laughs and the jokes. I am really, really upset that it looks like we might have to actually kick him out the team, because I love him. All the banter aside, I love him. And it's really like hard to deal with the fact that we might have moved past him. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's my take on it. I don't know if you lot agree or not, but
it's kind of a hard one, to be honest.
I want to chime in on this one.
Yeah, the Bobby thing, innit?
Yeah, it's a tough one for me. The reason I say that, obviously, again, everyone knows how I feel about Bobby. He's Marmite, innit? You either love him or you hate him. The reason why I think I would keep Bobby, I wouldn't start him as a number 9, I'd keep him, is because he's a player playing in an unnatural position, and I think it's starting to unravel. Well, not starting to, it's fully unraveled. But again, I hate to use stats as a barometer, but even when you look at this season, I mean, everyone talks about sort of the amount of chances he's missed and stuff. At the moment, he's our top assist maker along with Robbo. In terms of goals, he's our 3rd top goal scorer. In terms of the amount of shots taken, Salah's top with shots taken, Mane's on 65, Bobby's on 64. So again, I don't think he's a false 9. I don't think he's a number 9 at all. But to say that we're not scoring because of him, it's not. We're not scoring because of him. We're not scoring because of Mane. We're not scoring because of Origi. And we're not scoring because of Shaqiri. I think apart from Salah and Jota, none of our attackers can say, well, we've helped out this season. I genuinely don't. And I think that's been part of the problem. I think obviously Bobby gets highlighted because he plays through the middle, but again, it's not it's not his role is not to be the leading goal scorer in the team. It's never been set up to be that. It's always been set up to be Salah, which it works from that standpoint. But our second top goal scorer. All right, why do you disagree, bro?
I disagree because you have to look at his 17-18 season, because he was what I think he was. He got 24 goals or 25 goals that season.
27.
And 37 goals that season.
27.
Oh, whoa. He made me think he's Lewandowski for a second, bro.
37, you know?
I was about to think the guy's Lewandowski, man.
That's why I just stopped you there, because that would have been a false narrative.
Nah, as a fact, he had 27 goals that season for a guy that we bought as a 10 from. And remember, it wasn't even Klopp that bought him. It was Rodgers that bought him. Mm-hmm. So we have to think like that. So I have to rate Klopp first and foremost. People that say Klopp out, I can't agree with that. I just can't agree with that. Look what Klopp has done to some of these players. £8 million for Andrew Robertson. He's made him the best left back in world football. He's made Trent, a person that came up from our academy, the best right back in world football. People say Virgil van Dijk 75 million. Let's be honest. Before Virgil van Dijk came to Southampton, did anybody really think that he would become as good as he is? People might say,
I did still. I was raving about it for a while.
You actually thought he'd become as good as he is right now, Kal?
Yeah, I actually wanted us to sign him when we signed Lovren.
No, I know. I wanted him when he left Southampton. Before he came to Southampton, I wanted him to come to Liverpool. Yeah. But did you think he would be as good as he is right now?
I did think he'd be top 5 in the world.
But did you think he'd be number 1?
No, I wouldn't say number 1. That'd be crazy.
That's what I mean.
Definitely top. I thought he'd be top 5 in world football.
Yeah, I actually thought he'd become a big centre, but I didn't know. I think he'd be good at this. He'd made Joe Gomez a right back because when he came from Charlton, wasn't he a right back first and foremost?
No, he was a centre back when he came in from Charlton.
He was a centre back that could play right now.
The first game of the season in 15-16, wasn't he playing as a left back?
Yeah,
that was under Brendan.
Yeah.
That was under Brendan. But he's turned Joe Gomez into arguably the best centre back in England or English in the England national team. Who's going to be better than him? Harry Maguire? Yeah, please. You're having a lot.
No, Gomez is easily England's best centre back.
Oh, that's a fact. People say John Stones. Nah, no chance.
Nah.
Joe Gomez is better. So this is what I'm trying to say. Klopp has turned every single player that's come to Liverpool from, and that's why we don't sign top players. The only player that we've signed is Thiago. There's not been a player that's ready made that we've ever signed except for Thiago since, I don't know, maybe I can't remember. Can you guys remember any top player we've signed?
You know what? I mean, I agree with you in terms of the kind of size of the player. 100%. Thiago is the biggest signing we've ever made based on his ready-made ability. I will argue though that Mane was ready-made. I just don't think everyone else realised.
He wasn't consistent yet, Drift.
Not like that though, Drift. Not like that.
No. But all right, maybe it's my love affair with Mane goes way back. So maybe I'm.
I would say Mane Southampton is not even better than Jota Wolves. That's I would go as far to say.
You know what though? I could see it though. I don't know why, and obviously Matt knows. I know everyone else though, but Matt knows I'm not just saying it. Like I was so gassed off Mane, you don't understand. Like
I
loved him too, but I don't think he was. He had so much flaws in his game. He wasn't as good finishing wise, positional sense. So I can see what you're saying, but he was not ready made. Thiago is probably top 3 midfielders in world football. We have never signed a player top 3 in his position ever under Klopp's tenure.
No, we haven't. That's a fact. Yeah, we haven't.
So when I say Klopp is the best manager in world football, I have never seen Pep do that to a player except for maybe Raheem Sterling. He's always bought top 3 in every single position, and and the people that he hasn't bought is only people that are in the you guys call the penthouse.
Yeah, you know what? A couple of people have made some good points. Alisson and Fabinho. Those two were ready made. We have to kind of admit they. I don't
think Fabinho's ready made.
Fabinho was not ready made.
Alisson was on the come up. He was on a come up, innit? He was established, and people were saying, "Right, Alisson, like he potentially could be."
Would you not say he was ready made, guys? No,
Alisson.
Alisson, yeah.
Yeah, Alisson was ready made.
Yeah, Alisson
Yeah,
was, but I wouldn't say he was top 3 though.
Fabinho.
Like Thiago, he weren't top 3 though.
Oh
in
no,
my
I
opinion.
he
had him
wasn't
top
top three.
3 when we signed him. Oh, I had him
I
top 3.
did as well. I must admit, I had him top
No,
3.
no.
I would have said De Gea and Oblak were
Oblak.
the only 2 goalies better.
Oblak.
Yeah, same.
Ter Stegen
Not Ter
and De Gea.
Stegen.
We're talking about De Gea in 2018, lads, before the World
Really?
Cup.
I
Hey, he was
personally
better
had Alisson over Ter Stegen just. I did.
Yeah,
Just.
I did as well. Only just, not a
personally-
big gap. Not a big
Okay,
gap.
no, me personally, not at that time, because I would have said Oblak, obviously even De Gea,
Gea,
Ter Stegen, and there was even one more actually. I'd even arguably say Thingy was on a bit of smoke at that time as well. No,
What about
Donnarumma, you know,
Neuer.
Don't get twisted. No,
Nah, I wouldn't
sorry,
say
Neuer.
Donnarumma was
Neuer. What am I saying? Donnarumma. Neuer.
But Neuer weren't the same at that time.
Yeah,
either.
remember
Neuer
that
was-
when we signed Alisson, Neuer was actually like thinking of retiring because he was struggling with
No,
injury.
I hear that, but I still would have said though, but that's only because of injury. But I would have said like, if you said
He was
who's
a better
your
goalkeeper
top
if you're talking
three
about overall he was a better goalie. But at that
Yeah.
time, form-wise and all that, people was doubting whether he was going to ever be the Neuer of old. So I would have still put Alisson top 3 personally, but that's just
Fair,
me.
I wouldn't have put in top 3 personally, but yeah, still established though. Still established.
Neuer's back now, but at that time, it was a doubt whether he would become
'Cause I
that
just
Neuer
think-
again. Do you know what I mean?
Because bruv, Oblak was on smoke. De Gea was actually insane. And obviously
definitely.
Ter Stegen is on bruv.
Oh
You
my
see
days.
Barcelona, yeah. You see Ter Stegen. Because Barcelona normally dominate the ball and do so much, yeah. People sleep on the amount of saves that Ter Stegen does have to make. And some of his saves, yeah. Trust me, Ter Stegen is a man. He's a man.
No, he's quality. He's quality.
Ter Stegen's a man.
Yeah. But are we also sleeping on Keylor Navas because he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row in that time?
No, he was a good goalie. Just for me, he wasn't at the level of the others mentioned.
Do you know what I will say though is I feel like maybe, I mean, Courtois was a bad boy at one point, but I feel like maybe Real Madrid did get a bit caught up in the hype to get rid of Navas for Courtois, because I probably in hindsight would have rather kept Navas.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe.
So
yeah.
that's
So
what
you're
I'm
right.
trying-
Navas is definitely a good goalkeeper. I think he's better than people give him credit for. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely. So that's what I was trying to say about Klopp and how he changes players. Firmino is not even a number 9, and we were all the last few years, I think the 18-19 season, we were comparing him to people like Lewandowski, Cavani, Suarez, like deep it, lads. Do you know how mad that is? How we can compare a number 10 who's playing in a false 9 and compare him to one of the best strikers in the last 10 years. It's absolute. I'm just saying.
Were we comparing him?
Yeah, we
No,
were comparing him.
you know what, Cal? I think he has a point in terms of at the end of that 17-18 season, if we for some reason fell out with Firmino and he was up for sale, we would have got about 70-80 mil for him.
No, we would have got 100. I think we could have got 100 out.
We would have definitely got big money for him. 100%.
I think there was definitely a 85 million pound clause in his contract that could have been bought by anybody except for Arsenal. I think there was definitely a clause in his contract.
Yeah. I read that clause.
Yeah.
Too.
I definitely think we could have got 75 mil for him if we sold him at the end of that season. Definitely. I think that's
I can't ever remember Firmino being compared to Lewandowski and Suarez and them players though. If he was, then that's kind of crazy to me. Even when he was balling out.
Not necessarily us as fans saying that. I think it was more like the media, because what the media was said at that point, obviously, because we got to the Champions League final that season, yeah, when Firmino was balling out. Even, like when Henry made like those comments, like he's just like the best player to watch. He's the most. Remember, Arsene Wenger said like he's the most complete 9, and I think Henry said it as well. And they were talking
everybody's
about
favorite Liverpool player.
Yeah, and
everyone who wasn't
Champions
a
League.
Liverpool fan, he was their favorite Liverpool player. Like everybody loved him.
In the Champions League, bro, he scored a bag of goals in the Champions League in that campaign, yeah. And to finish with 27 goals, and I can't remember how many assists he got, yeah. When you compare it to other strikers in terms of goals and assists and games played, he was kind of like in the upper echelon, shall I say.
This is a great point.
Salah, he was doing decent.
Was the reason no one was rating Bobby the way they should have. If Salah didn't have the season he had, then I think that Firmino would have got all the credit that he deserved. But because Salah's season was so great, people forgot about how well he did that season.
Yeah, I think Bobby struggled in the 9 when there wasn't a number 10. Because when we had Ox and we had Coutinho, that's when we saw the best of Bobby in a goal scoring sense.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But again, he's still, for me, he's never been a goal scorer and he never will be. Like, you're born with it or you're not.
But then you could say that role was new to him. Like, you remember the rant? Oh, that rant, man, Kall. Oh, I could not believe you made that rant, man. That rant was one of the best things I've seen, man. But during that rant, you said that, what's it called? It was a position that was new to him, and people didn't know how to figure it out. Could you possibly say that since it was a new position and people didn't know how to defend with it, is that maybe the reason why he got that many goals?
Yeah, probably. But
now since
this is
people
what
have
I
figured
mean.
him out. But now
That's
since
what I'm
people
saying.
have figured him out.
Yeah. It's like, all right, for example, Harry Kane, who for me is probably the best number 9 in world football, out and out. In my humble opinion, between him and Lewandowski. But you look at Harry Kane, for example, yeah. Everyone would think, yeah, we figured out Harry Kane and he's evolved his game this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
But what's the main thing Harry Kane's known for? One of them, the goalkeeper, you know what's happening next, isn't it?
The celebration's coming out.
Exactly. So, and Harry Kane's been born with that. From the moment Harry Kane's broke into the Tottenham team, he's arguably been their most consistent goal scorer. So, Bobby's never been that. He never will be. I think the problem with Bobby is he's looked at to score goals, and he never will. He's never going to be that guy.
So that's what I'm trying to say. If next season, because I don't think Bobby is gonna stay for next season. If we tell him you have to sit on the bench, I think he will get angry, and I think he'd probably leave after that. So that's why I'm trying to pose that question, and I got a few other questions if I can ask them. Is if Bobby will not allow himself to be on the bench and he wants to be a guaranteed starter, would you sell him or would you make him a guaranteed starter as a striker for next season?
Sell him. He on his performances, he can't ask to be a guaranteed starter. You have to sell. If he's got that attitude, which I don't think he has, but if he's got that attitude, then he's got to go. He's got to go.
Well, you think sell Bobby if he's not willing to sit on the bench, or even take more of a role player thing?
If Klopp said to him this season coming up, Bobby, you know, we're going to go for a slight change and you may not play as many minutes as you did last season or you have over the last couple of years, and he turns around and says, well, either I'm a guaranteed starter or I go, then I'll shake Bobby's hand and say, all right, best of luck with your future. You cannot demand to start if you're having these sort of seasons. You can't. It's crazy.
Even last season, Kall, we have to be honest, even though we won the Premier League, was anybody last season happy with Firmino? I wasn't. One league goal at home.
All right. So we talk about one league goal at home, yeah. But how many games did he win us?
That's true, Kall.
I can understand where you're coming from, but then
we have to look at that. We have to look at that. The Leicester City game away from home, the Super Cup game.
No, Trent was the best player. Trent was the best player on that pitch that game.
Yeah, Trent, but he still put 2. He was the best player, but he still scored 2 of the goals, right?
Yeah, okay.
The Super Cup final against Chelsea, when he came off the bench, he changed that game. The game against Crystal Palace,
but then at the same time, Mane scored 2 of those goals, Kall.
And who set them both up, bro? Who set them both up?
Kall's got me a roast now, lad. Kall's got me a roast.
He did score a lot of goals. He did. Wolves away.
He did. But I still wasn't fully happy.
He scored the winning goal against Atletico Madrid, because I'm not counting what
Club World Cup.
All right, that's all good. That's all good, yeah, Kall. What you're saying about him scoring important goals, which is what he's supposed to do to a degree. It's like almost like we're saying, all right, well, this is what he done. He scored some important goals. But that's what Salah doing. That's what Mane doing. I know for me it's different because we know he's not the striker, bro. But at the same time, it's like when, dare I say it, Drift's gonna hate me for this. It's a little bit like when, I don't know, when Drift sort of brings up Mane's like defending. It's like, well, you're asked to track back, so you're gonna track back anyway. With Firmino, I know you're not a natural striker, but you're supposed to score goals anyway. Like if you get 10, do you guys want to say, Cal?
No, I do. I want to clear up. What I just said just then was in response to were we happy with Bobby last season? Not now. That was just. I'm just talking about last. I'm not talking about overall. No.
My bad.
That credit's run out for this season. Like that credit's run out.
I think towards the end of last season we started to get a little frustrated with him, but he definitely played his part. We can't.
He did. It wasn't like. Yeah, it wasn't like man looked at him and thought you need to go. Whereas I think this season, I think there were gripes there, but I think this season there's some real growing pains with him now, and it's that point where we have to have these unfortunate conversations.
I tell you this because I could hear what you guys were saying. You see, Firmino, yeah. In all honesty, I think he's the most loyal player we have, bar maybe one or two. So when people are saying like, would he kick up a fuss if he's on the bench? I think he's one of the last players that would kick up a fuss in our squad.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that.
That is true, but I will say this though, Jiff. I would have thought that about Coutinho if I'm being genuinely honest, you know? Like up until I'll be real with you. I've never heard of
mentality with Firmino than I do with Coutinho.
No, but I'm just saying, when I saw Coutinho back in the day going through the ranks at Liverpool, I never saw one little bit of inkling where I would just think,
true.
I'm pressing for the move, and I'm going for this move no matter what. I'm not coming into work. I'm telling my agent to get me out of it. So that's why I reckon
that was a bit influenced by the agents and Barcelona. I think a bit of that was out of character for Coutinho. I'm not trying to stick up to him, but I think he was forced to act out of character to just get the move to happen.
100%. But again, what if Bobby's agent does that to him? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, even though I don't think Bobby's like that, agents play a big role, man. That when they want to do something and they know they can get a lot of money, Managerial, whatever his name is, then
but you know what? Firmino's the new man. Honestly, he's a very God-fearing man, and he's a proper family guy. And I'd be very surprised if he started to cause a whole heap of problems. I would, honestly.
Definitely. But the last few things I want to talk about is look at my name, man. You know I have to bring him up. Neto, man. I don't know how Matt can back Rafinha over Neto. And what's his name? Drifty backs St. Maximin over Neto.
No. I wouldn't take Maximum over Neto. No, I wouldn't take Maximum over Neto. No, I want both.
And Rafinha's a quality player.
Matt, how do you, man? Matt, I have to come and stick it on you, bro. I have to today, man.
Listen,
man.
I'll say this.
Army, man. So like 500 people on it, man. 500 people on the
don't get twisted. Now here it is, yeah. They are kind of different players to a degree, because I kind of feel like Neto is a little bit more of a creator from the way how he plays, and I feel like Rafinha is a bit more of a killer. Now I know the stats might not suggest that, but they are slightly different the way how they play. Like Neto is like, I'm gonna glide down that wing, and if I can beat a man, I'm gonna stick a ball in. Whereas like Rafinha is a bit more like, I might dubs 2 man and I'm gonna shoot from outside the box. And I just feel like, especially when it comes to like our playing style and what we need, we would like a man that can shoot outside the box. Now I know Rafinha doesn't bang like, you know, from 30 yards every game.
Neto can take shots outside the box too.
No, Neto can. But again, I just feel like with Rafinha, I feel like he's just a bit more, what's the word? Slightly more refined, believe it or not. And I think that's only to do with age. Because Rafinha is 24 and Neto's 20. So even though I'm saying Rafinha now, Neto for me may even have a higher ceiling. So it's one of them things where it's like, if I had to make that decision and like I could only get one, I would just edge it to Rafinha. But really and truly, but hear me out though, bro. I'll be real. These conversations shouldn't be happening. But do you want to know why they're happening? It's because of the ownership that we're under. We should be talking about a summer where we're getting both. The fact that we have to keep choosing is long. It's actually long.
You know what's mad there? You lot are gonna probably think I'm crazy for saying this, but I think Neto and Rafinha all round are much better players than St. Maximin. But I think St. Maximin is more of a game winner.
No.
I disagree with that.
I disagree badly.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Did you see Neto against Chelsea?
Yeah. But Neto's a baller. Come on, man. There's no. But if I said it's the 92nd minute and you got to pass the ball to one of those three players 35 yards from goal, which one do you think would win the game more? I actually think it would be Maximin.
I think it'd be Neto.
Neto.
Because Saint Maximin is more of that guy that is a one-trick pony. He's basically the French Adama Traore, in my opinion. That's all he is. The guy that
disagree with that one.
See, I disagree. You know why?
I used to think that, but he proved me wrong.
Nah. Do you know what, bro? I'll say this, yeah. With Adama, for me, I've said it from day and I've stuck to it, yeah. Adama is literally, I'm a beat a couple of man, run down the wing and cross it in. Yeah, his weak foot is not good at all. He might score one goal with his weak foot in about 56 matches. Yeah, with his weak foot. Yeah, with Saint Maximin will actually dubs a man, but then actually look for the final pass, or not even that. He's just got better end product. Adama Traore, when he's through and goal, actually like has a brain fart. He's not clinical at all. And for his age, he should be way more than that, in my opinion. Anyway, should be way more. He's fast and he's a bit techie. That's it. I say Maximum has more to his game, in my opinion. He's much more complete.
But Cal's Neto Army, bro, we're gonna have to let you go to bring on the next person.
All right, bros, man. Keep it real, man.
Big up, bro. Big up.
Really appreciate it, man. Thank you.
You know what? I do find
it's Rafinha 26. Rotted. I thought it was 24.
I do find it quite strange how much people are on Adama because he's having a bad season. He's a baller, man. I'm really shocked at how much everyone's on him. He's having a bad season. Nah, come on, man. You can't just only look at the last 8 months. Like he's
I'm not.
Baller,
but
anyway.
Jift, I haven't changed my opinion on him. I've said this. You're acting like I suddenly just changed. Like it's football fashion. I said that from day. Carl, my life.
You're a big Traore fan, though, Drift.
So it hurts you when we say it.
No, I'm just surprised. That's all.
Jeff, let me be real. Adama Traore, Saint Maximin, who are you picking?
That'll be a tough one. Still, you'd have to give me more than a second to think about it.
Seriously, out of Adama and Saint Maximin.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot in Saint Maximin in the last few months that I feel like he could be something coming off the bench that could really help us, man.
Bro, he's playing
like
for
he's
Newcastle.
a lot better than I thought he was. I thought he was a one-trick pony at first, but he's not. You know,
he's not. He's
bro. He's intelligent and he's actually very decisive. As you said, he does normally make the right pass at the right time. He's a lot better than I gave him credit for at first. I really like Maximum. I'm not gonna lie, I actually do.
And this is what I was gonna say, because imagine this, yeah. Maximum, in my opinion, is more complete than Adama, yeah. Neto, in my opinion, is more complete than Adama, and so is Rafinha. So even though I'm not saying Adama Traore is the worst player in Premier League or the worst right winger, I'm not. I just think, bro, when we think about Liverpool, we can't just think about certain men that just have like one or two traits that are outstanding. Because you got to think about what they're also bringing to the table. And I just think there's other guys, bro, that are better than him. That's all it is, in my opinion. This is a good point. While the hype's died down and we might be able to get him for like 20 mil, we need to jump on Adama now. No. Carl, would you take Adama for 25 mil?
No.
You wouldn't, would you?
That's what I mean. That's the stuff that surprises me when I hear stuff like that. But we move.
Yeah. I think this is why I think he's one-dimensional.
Yeah, same.
I think he does what he's told to do. But anyway, we move.
Shout out to our brother Rams. How you doing, Rams, bro?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. How you guys doing?
What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Yo, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I was hearing the whole Adama Traore thing. I was like, the guy's got talent, yeah, but he doesn't look up. You know what I mean? He starts running, and he keeps on running, and he keeps on running, and like there's so many opportunities where you're like, look up. There's players in space, pass it to them, and he doesn't pass it. And I'm like, you know,
it's true.
I can't deal with that in my team. I'm sorry, Drift. I love you, bro, but I can't.
No, that's fair enough. I mean, remember last season, him and Jimenez had the best link-up partnership in the Premier League. But cool.
Yeah. But how you guys doing?
Yeah.
Could be better, bro.
Could be better, bro.
Actually, we're doing terrible, but the show brings our spirits up. You know what I mean?
Nah, man, there's quite a lot of things, man. It's like these Chelsea fans as well, bro. Honestly, I've been hearing Thomas Tuchel's better than Jurgen Klopp, and I'm like, nah, man.
Ignore it, Rams.
Yeah,
Yeah, don't get drawn into that, man.
Yeah. But question, right? We see the summer that's coming up. Personally, for me, right, I think our priority should be a striker, a second choice goalkeeper, a winger, and a utility player. And what I mean by like a utility player is like a guy that can play in multiple positions, like play centre mid, right back, left back, wherever it needs to be.
James Milner 2.0, basically.
James Milner 2.0. And
you wouldn't say a centre back. Sorry to cut you around. You wouldn't say a centre back, bro.
Is not on the priority list compared to other positions because
I don't think, bro.
We need a lot. Personally,
Bro,
in an ideal scenario, I would want 6 or 7 players, but that ain't happening. That ain't happening in a mile or two. So yeah. Sorry about that. But,
yeah, no. It's cool, bro.
I heard the door go. I was
bro.
like, this could be some content we clip up.
Yeah, I was just saying. I look at, we need a lot in this squad. Like we need. I said 7 players. We need about 7 players, and yeah, ideally I like a centre back, but I don't think it's going to happen. If it's going to happen, I think we have to sell Joel Matip, bro. I honestly think we have to sell Joel Matip and keep Kabak and Daly.
Hold on, you say what? You say keep Kabak?
Keep as an extra.
Bro,
I don't know about that one, bro.
I don't know, And again,
here's the ideal scenario: is we're not worrying about money. We're just worrying about the players that we can fill and being realistic with things. We was to sign, say, Botman to replace Matip, because I agree. It's not even about, because Matip actually himself wants to prolong his career and said he knows playing for Klopp that won't happen. So we got to factor in, it isn't even our decision. I think Matip's going to ask to leave. And I don't blame him. He gets way too many injuries in the Premier League and he can't keep up with Klopp's pace. I think if he went to a Germany or if he went to a France in terms of the league, I think he's got another 3-4 years left in his career. If he stays in the Prem, he might be done by the end of next season. We got to keep it real. So I think he will go. So if we say replace Matip with Botman, and then we had 3 really good centre-backs, and then Kabak was kept only to be the 4th choice, I wouldn't moan about that. I know we can do better, but I wouldn't moan about it.
He's a similar level to Dejan Lovren, in my opinion, if not a little bit worse. That's what I think.
He's a lot worse, but I get the comparison.
No, he's not a lot worse. He's not a lot
No. You lot have got to stop disrespecting Dave.
No. I'll be real.
All right, let's keep it real.
I'm going to be real. Lovren was a lot better than Kabak.
At this moment, I don't want to start being shady. I don't want to start being shady because I want Kabak to come good. But at this point, can you ever imagine Kabak playing in a World Cup or a Champions League final?
Oh, allow it drift, man.
No, but I'm just trying to be real with you lot.
Those are 2 isolated incidents.
No,
bro.
they're not, because Lovren helped both of those teams reach those finals. Why are you not being so disrespectful?
I'll tell you what.
I never said he's better than Lovren.
Nah, give him his flowers for Croatia. That guy stood up for Croatia. He did.
Lovren is way better than you lot give him credit for. He was just prone to big mistakes. But
Lovren was better than Kabak. Lovren was better than Kabak.
Why everybody's on his back so
it's not even a debate.
But
it's not a debate.
Lovren, you mind having like a Kabak as a 4th choice centre back? I don't think that's a bad option.
Well, here's the thing. The reason why I say that, and I even question it, is because at his age, does he need to be playing regularly to get these like mistakes and these things out of his game? Can he come off the bench every now and again and be great in that way? Because sometimes I feel like at that age, you need to go to another club where you can get your stripes and then come back. That's my issue. Because you see Kabak right now.
Rotation.
But here's the thing though. I don't think Kabak is... Listen, if Kabak was 4th choice, and say we got Botman and we know Joe Gomez kind of gets injured and we're not too sure what's going to happen with Van Dijk, there's a possibility Kabak could play quite a few games. And even though I rate Botman, I would still be like, yeah, but Botman's playing next to Kabak. And I don't want to keep disrespect to Kabak, but I just don't think he's the level that we need. He's not, in my opinion. Like, let's be real. When we brought in Joe Gomez, why is it none of us thought, well, none of us even looked at Joe Gomez after he played? None of us had like, suspicions about Joe Gomez. None of us were like, I'm a bit worried about this. I said it from day. There were certain things I didn't like in his game, and I just feel like it could take a while to get it out, or he's just going to be that guy, innit? That's
the
what
thing
it
with
is.
Joe Gomez, though, Matt, he was never played as a centre back.
He was a right back and left back.
He was right back and left
No,
back.
but can I just? But even with like any player, though, I just feel like sometimes in any player that you see, Cal, you can tell straight away certain traits they have in their game. Like, for example, Cal, when you saw Coutinho, I bet you thought right after 3 games, well, this man just loves from shooting outside the box, Like he did. And remember, Coutinho wasn't even hitting the target back then, He was just laying off shots.
Again, Coutinho didn't really shoot too tough from outside the box in his first season or two,
Nah, bro, I'll be real. Not as much as obviously what he aimed to be or what he was doing, but you could see the traits, though, Cal. Like you just look at certain things. But I'm sticking to it.
I'm laughing because me and Drifty are going back and forth with comments. I'm not
Hey, I'll always back my boy Degsy, He just got
listen, I'm gonna be real. I'm definitely Lovren's way better than Kabak. But yeah, I just think Kabak ain't the level that we need, guys. I'll leave it there.
But stick Kabak on Ronaldo for a Champions League final and see what happens.
I got it when Lovren was 20. Remember, Lovren's 20. Sorry, Lovren at 20 weren't as good as Kabak is at 20.
No, fair enough.
Oh, nah, Cal. Lovren was highly tipped to be a boss defender.
He was tipped, but he wasn't as good as Kabak is.
I don't know.
Really, though?
Because he went to Leon. He went to Leon at that age.
No, he wasn't Leon. He wasn't Leon, but he wasn't as good as Kabak is.
Oh, no, actually, do you know what? No, Ram's right. No,
here we go. I knew Drifty would come to the savior.
Yes, he was. And then that was the reason why he did well, came Prem, did even better. And then we paid 20 mil, which at the time for a centre-back was a lot of money. Now, yes, he had his faults and he got emotional and he did like dive in a bit once he was a bit worked up in the game. I agree. And I've even given him stick. Matt knows, the people know. I've given Lovren loads of stick. Don't get me wrong. It's not just always been, he's great or anything like that. But I just start realizing people are piling on too much and they don't give the credit when it's deserved. I will criticize when need be, but I'll also praise when need be. And sometimes people forget to praise and only criticize. Lovren had more good games for Liverpool than he had bad games. And people act like it's the other way round. And I don't like that. That's my point anyway.
Yeah, it's because of the high profile like errors that he would make. I think overshadow people's thoughts, in my opinion.
Yeah, Lovren was solid for us for the majority of the time, but he just had this random Lovren, what was that?
I disagree.
Cal, can you honestly sit here and say Kabak? Are you trying to say Kabak is better now than Lovren was at Liverpool? Or have I missed the point, Cal? What are you saying?
The Lovren that left in the summer, that was a bad Lovren,
Hold on,
you mean the Lovren who didn't do anything wrong when he took over from the Gomez injury the Matip injury, sir, at the beginning of the season / halfway through? He did nothing wrong when he came in, bro. Nothing.
But the Watford game, Drift.
Oh, no.
No, that was towards the end of the season. That was towards the end of the season. When he came in...
No, hold on. We're laughing, but that Watford game, we lost because of Lovren.
So hold on a minute. Cal. No, hold on. When Matip got injured about 7 games into the season and Lovren took his place, Lovren was very good for about, 15 games?
I don't think he played 15 games.
Probably about 11. About 11, 10.
Even if it was 11, he still performed well in that time. He didn't do nothing wrong. He was playing very well. And he had Adrian behind him. Come on.
No, at that time, I think, he was half Adrian, half Allison, I think, in that period.
Listen, look, I know
I'm not saying Lovren, like, when he came to the team at first, he was good. But then remember towards, like, when he came, like, after the lockdown, remember that Everton game where he came off the bench and Calvert-Lewin started licking his lips? And
I'm not saying he didn't have bad games, Cal, but I'm saying it's too easy to only remember the bad games. He had a better Liverpool career in terms of good games than he did bad games. And people act like it's the other way round.
What I'm saying, the Lovren that left in the summer was not the Lovren we signed,
No, it wasn't. I won't.
That's what
argue.
I'm
No,
saying.
we know that. We know
Yeah, I
that.
won't argue that.
That Lovren
We
we
know
sold
that.
in the summer was not very good.
And I'll also say that when we had that partnership of Lovren and Sacco, they were actually a very good partnership.
They didn't play that long.
But they
still
were
leak.
good in the games they played together.
They still leak goals, you know, bro.
I'm not saying they didn't, but listen. All right, I'm not gonna turn this into a Lovren thing, but shout out, man.
versus Kabak.
I miss you anyway. Bro.
I also got a couple more things. When you talk about wingers, there's one winger that you guys should have a look at. He's called Jeremy Doku. He's about 18 years old.
We were linked to him heavy in the summer.
Came from Anderlecht.
Okay, yeah, he went to Anderlecht. He's at Rennes right now.
He's at Rennes, yeah.
He's a baller. Like he's doing stuff with Belgium already, which is kind of mad. It's a good thing. Well, it's a good thing for his career that he didn't take the Liverpool move early, because obviously he wouldn't have got the game time. He'd been loaned out every single season. But yeah, he's doing very well, and he's a top prospect. My other thing was, I've talked about this with Kall, yeah. What do you think about leeching Barcelona? Get our own back on Barcelona and leech some of their players, because they're in a little bit of financial turmoil.
They're in
a lot of financial turmoil. I was thinking, right? Should we get? I want to get their backup goalkeeper, because I think he's a top class second goalkeeper, like Roberto Neto. Get both Netos.
Neto, innit? Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
What you saying? Echo chambers, like Neto.
Yeah. So, guys, what do you think about the possibility of leeching clubs like Barcelona, possibly Lille as well?
Yeah, that could be good, man. I mean, it depends.
I ain't got an issue with that at all.
All right, I don't want Genie to go at all. Like, that's just factual. Everybody knows how I feel. But if we go and get my man to replace him, his fellow Dutchman, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, it wouldn't be that. And
we say Frankie de Jong.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
We ain't getting Frankie, bro.
And Barcelona ain't even, they can't really argue, to be honest.
Yeah, they'll get bailed out by the government. Them and Real Madrid get bailed out by the government.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But De Jong 40 mil, just to be like, you know what? Like we saying, innit? Like,
you ain't getting De Jong, bro.
What do you guys think of Sergi Roberto as that utility player I was talking about?
He's all right.
He's just good for me,
yeah. He's all right. He's not amazing, though.
I see him as taking over that Milner role.
That's a big mantle, Rams.
Shall I be real with you? If I wanted someone to take in the Milner role, it would either be Alaba or Kimmich.
But you're aiming for the sky. Kimmich is the ultimate.
Miles. I have to, bro. I need to dream now, bro. Reality is not nice, bro.
What about Florenzi? Because he can play everywhere. He plays everywhere.
He's good, but
wing,
I don't.
Midfield, right back, left back. He plays everywhere.
I think Kimmich, though. Kimmich, for me, is the one that does it at the highest level. Even though Kimmich can't play like in the front three.
Hold on. I just got lost in translation a little bit there. Hold on. We're talking about utility players. A man that mentioned Kimmich like he's just going to come and do a little bit here and a little bit there.
No. Kimmich does what he wants, isn't he? You see if Trent's going through bad form.
I got a bit lost for a minute.
No, we say
Trent Kimmich, and he's probably the best signing we made that summer. Like,
yeah, like you see them. You see when Trent's having a bad period, we say, Trent, you're going to sit down for a bit because Joshua is going to take over, okay? You see when Fabinho's injured or Hendo's injured and we say, you know what, Josh, just push forward. We're going to drop Trent in your position. Just command that midfield for me.
Carl, I'm not going to lie. Kimmich would have to come in and do a dip dog shit on whose position he's taken, and he just takes it. Let's just keep it 100.
I'm down, bro.
We've got to keep it 100, bro.
I know how much I rate Kimmich. Kimmich is my guy.
Kimmich is a baller. I think he's gonna be like Lahm. He's gonna be our generation.
Yeah. He's Lahm, but just angrier. He's an angry Lahm.
100%.
Quality, man.
You know, of all the Barcelona players I'd really like to take if we were able to do a little still, it would probably be Fatty. That would probably be the one that I would most likely take out of all. If we could do a dirty on them anyway.
Yeah, he would technically replace Mane because
they're
sort of similar. They're both tricky. They're both fast.
Very
and they
talented
both
youngster.
score, and they're both talented as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
And Klopp with him would
Fatty's
develop him on another level. It would be insane the development he'd get under Klopp. It would be mad.
I hear
Absolutely.
that. Fair enough. All right. Well, Ram's gonna let you go, my bro.
Big up, bro.
Appreciate
Always a
it,
pleasure,
guys.
brother. We'll
Always.
stay in
Thank you,
contact
my bro.
anyway.
Big up, man.
Yeah. See you later. See you later, guys.
Nice
Take
one,
care,
brother.
man.
Take it easy.
Yeah, it's true. Fatty would probably cost well over 100 mil. That's a fact.
Oh yeah.
Fatty's like 150 or something.
Yeah,
Fatty
yeah.
will be mad.
Oh no,
Mad.
he's out of contract next year. Someone's saying. Mm.
Oh, fun.
Wow. Wow.
Fun. LFC for days. You're on mute at the moment.
Yo.
Hey, there we go. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm cool. What are you man saying?
Yeah, what's
Could be
good?
better, bro.
Well,
Could be better.
again,
yeah,
we're not
better
doing
weeks,
too
bro.
well, but you know, it is what it is, bro.
I'm just numb to results now, so I've just taken it as we go. I knew that when we faced Sheffield, I was like, but the big test is coming next. I had my cousin who's a Chelsea fan, and he messaged me like back to winning ways on the Sheffield game. And I was like, I know it might not stay that way, but I'm hoping for a draw. And then yesterday, I just went back to bed. After I saw that, I just went back to bed because I couldn't deal with that.
But here's the thing, though, bro. When you go to bed, it follows you, though, G.
It does, because it was in my dreams. I'm like, whoa,
That's what I'm saying, bro. It follows
something.
you, bro. It's like it's mad.
Like, no, but yeah. I just wanted to touch quickly on the Kabak thing. Yeah, again, this is where it goes back to FSG anyway. But like, you know, Kabak, I think if he had come the summer we wanted him last summer, and he had been a developing player like alongside VVD, I really do think he would be a lot better than what he is now. Because if you look at like Fofana, the teams he's gone to, he's actually had an experienced centre back next to him, or at least a decent setup in front of him. Kabak's actually come in where he's supposed to be the savior in defense, and as well as that, he doesn't even have a shield. It's like sending a soldier into battle with just a sword, but they even got a shield. He doesn't even have the midfield properly ready for him. So he's just come in and we're like, well, okay, we expect you now to, you know, do what we expected from us getting an experienced centre back. And yes, indeed, I think it's not his fault, but unfortunately, he's come into it, so he's always going to get that type of treatment. And I do feel if he does get kept in this summer and he's a number 4 choice, I think alongside BVD he can improve. Because Gomez at the same time when he came in, I used to complain a lot about Gomez ball watching. I think there was one game against Burnley, Klavan done Gomez because he was ball watching and scored, and that day I almost lost it. And so I feel this is something that obviously Kabak will hopefully fix on. But there are things I agree that in his game you can see that need to be really taken out before it gets too late. But yeah, this summer's important. This summer's important. Like FSG can't be doing that sideman thing at a party where them mans are just watching Gal and expecting one to come. You can't be doing them things, you know. People will take your girl. Like if we're talking about Neto, you know, and we're saying this Neto thing. What if Man City come and take your girl, fam? Do you know how annoyed I'd be if Neto went to Man City?
It's true.
I don't even know. I think I'll take a break, man. I'll go back to Formula 1 and watch for some time because I'm actually done with this, man. Like I don't know what to say, you know. Like FSG, I love them, yeah. And this is the one thing about FSG. They are builders. FSG built us from that Hicks and Gillette thing. But you can't ask builders to decorate your house. Their man's go and get some dead parts, put in your house and give it cheap. That's FSG in a nutshell. We can't be asking FSG to be doing these things. And I think they need to sell up because Klopp, you know, Klopp come like plastic surgery to Kylie Jenner, fam. He covers up the cracks and everything. Them ones, you can't be asking Klopp to be doing miracles for too long. There's only so much he can do. So, man, I'm just pissed, but I'm just hoping.
What are you saying? Them man, FSG are the electrician, and them man, they come around, they did all the electrics, set up all the lights, and as they were leaving, we're like, hey, can you have a look at our toilet, please? It's been leaking. They were like, I'm not really a plumber, you know. But yeah. But you know, electric, you might know what's going on. Man ain't got a clue what he's doing, yeah.
On God, that's FSG in a nutshell, man. And they go and FSG, yeah, they don't even shop at B&Q. They just go look for used parts and come and fix your house. What is that, man? We're not asking for
They just drive around the end.
Now, what are you doing the dog? What are you dropping off down there? But no drop offs. I'm actually here to try and see if I can find a pipe, a little thing.
Of course, but Edwards will still make the deal to charge you higher, fam. Yeah, regardless. It is what it is, but you know, as I'm saying now, I'm actually disappointed. I want FSG out if they will not maintain us as champions, and I think they won't. Because we really cannot have gone from the season we had last season and then just drop. Like, as I say, we're very, people aren't seeing it, but we're very slowly going where Arsenal went in terms of if the fan base, I'm seeing it a lot now on Twitter, and it's actually starting to scare me. The fan base is really divided on this FSG thing, and I am not happy, because if you look at Arsenal, they cannot get those owners out at all. And I don't want to get to that point where, because the thing that even Arsenal fans say about us is, look at what Liverpool fans did when they didn't want Hicks and Gillette. We were unitized with that. You mans, get out. We don't want you in this club. And eventually they got out. But FSG, because FSG is gone, you know, Klopp's has done a wonder, got the Champions League PL. These mans are acting like FSG have poured money into our club and everything. They've locked out, in my opinion, on almost everything. They locked out on Klopp. Klopp could have said no and gone to United. They've locked out on Coutinho wanting to leave. You know, if I look at it, when has FSG really paid money? People were saying about the training ground. Leicester, that they ain't paid nothing for the training ground. Axel's paid for that. You can't.
Let's keep it honest. Since we moved to that training ground, no man are dropping like flies. I don't even want us to be at this training ground anymore.
See, a big club would go and get, you know, if City saw the lead, I don't know who this Don's name is, Morgan or something, saw that they were dropping like flies, they said him. Why are we still keeping this man? Like, this guy's some Poundland physio, fam. What are we doing with this guy? I don't even think
I can't remember his name. Big up to him. You remember the I can't remember if he was Indian. He was some kind of Asian. He was a top physio doctor we had, but he left.
You got on Crystal Palace.
Remember, Drift, we met him. Zaf Iqbal.
Yeah, you see him, yeah. When we had him, we were fine, you know.
Honestly.
We were so fine when we had him.
I think when we spoke to him, I got the notion that he actually wanted to leave to be closer to family, because I think his family's down these sides.
Yeah. I do remember that still. But you see, I wish we had him again, because he just had them man there just ready to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember watching, who did we sign? You know, they do the whole signing thing and they come through and you do the physio and you do the medical and all that. And like, he knew about everything. Like, I think he was the one who even knew that Remy had that problem no one else knew when he came for his medical and all that. Like, we need him back, because it's Arsenal, brother, and this ain't shade on Arsenal. Like, it's not. But they know their injury record was terrible. You do not take anybody from a team who's got the worst injury record in the league. Like, you just don't, man. Like, and I don't know what we were doing. I don't know.
Do you know what, though? I think it's because as well, though, weren't we forced in that position, though? Because our guy left to go to the England camp.
So I keep on getting conflicting reports, because I've been hearing that a lot of the physios and that were sacked or released.
What?
Again, I don't know if I'm true. I don't know if it's true.
But you're right. Some people were saying apparently they're on very good wages, and apparently to cut the wage bill, they were let go when we brought in physios.
You're lying. You're lying.
I don't know. I don't know if that's gospel, you know? But that's what I've been hearing. I don't know if it's gospel.
I've heard that as well. I've heard that as well.
No, it makes sense, because like we brought in GCSE biology people for you know, to do fixing up our players and stuff, and they're probably on low wages, because how can we go to and get some ex-Arsenal physio and you think that he's going to be on high wages? He's definitely taken a pay cut compared to our previous physios, and we're seeing the implications of it. I've never seen a single season where imagine that even the defenders we brought in are injured. What the hell? Like, we had Jota, Tsimikas, and Thiago injured at one point. Then you're telling me we go to January, we bring in these defenders. We ain't seen Ben Davies. That man is moving like a hologram. Ain't seen him, and he's injured. Apparently, how did he even get injured? The injuries happening in training is another level. I've never seen a single season where we just keep taking injuries. I said when it was happening in December, January, it will slow down. It's like it's going faster. Like we're getting close to Wijnaldum being in defense, and if Wijnaldum ends up in defense, I ain't watching no games if he's playing as a centre back.
It's a massive possibility, you know, G. Don't get it twisted. I remember when people looked at me sideways when I said Henderson will play defense. It is a massive possibility that we could have Genie at centre back, you know.
If Genie's a centre back, let's just sack the club. Let's just get rid of the club.
No, I'm just being real. I know I'm pissing in the wind right now, but it's a massive.
No, you're taking a dump. That's taking it. No, you're taking a dump, fam.
It's a massive possibility. I heard Kabak's out, Davis is out. What? So he's saying Phillips is our only fit centre back, and we got 5 on the books.
Yep. Well done.
I mean, come on.
Apparently, Ben Davies might be back though.
Yeah, but let's be real. No one ain't seeing that hologram. I'll be real with you. I don't even know if we signed him. I'm being genuinely honest. I think they just added a name and just said, yeah, we signed his brother, and probably got some actor. Man ain't even on the books, fam.
On God.
That makes
Same
no
for
sense.
Simicast, fam. Simicast is just being there on the side. I ain't seen Simicast since the pre-season. And Robertson, I feel for that guy. He is leggy. He needs to be subbed off, and I don't know what Klopp's doing with that.
Yeah,
it's what it is. And look at Robertson's shots. You know that Robertson. I love Robertson for like everything else, but shooting, nah.
Yeah,
we really miss a Risa type left back. Oh my God, Risa, he could hit one.
Yeah,
I used to love. My days. But great. As I always say, I love your content. And it's great to always have a chat here. So thanks, guys.
Yeah, man,
take care, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, just quickly before we move on, Ashley Cole was assessing the goal scorers yesterday, and he was assessing Trent as a fullback himself. And I felt like just tweeting Trent and just being like, "Big man, I love you, but please listen. Tune into this little segment with Ashley Cole, yeah, and just listen, because the best left back that ever lived is just explaining to you just the little tweaks you need to make in your game to be the best. Just a little, like if Ashley Cole speaks, you listen. Honestly, you listen, because that right there is the best left back of all time. If he's talking, just go and listen to his advice, brother, and just tweak your game, and you know what I mean.
Do you know what it is? Ashley Cole was always defense first. Trent is not. Trent is attack first. That's the problem. That mentality, even from get-go, is different.
It's different. I hate that Ashley Cole played for Chelsea and Arsenal, but the best left back I've ever seen. It's another level. Absolutely another level.
Rion, you're on mute. Can you hear us? There we go. How you doing, Rion?
How you doing, bro?
Yeah, we hear you.
How are you, man?
Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad.
Bro, I'm still shook on the subs from yesterday, man. I don't get it. Salah's our best. You know, I don't want to go into Chelsea from. You know what? Let's just move on, innit? Basically, what I want to ask. You said we've obviously dipped so bad this season. I'd say the main reasons are FSG, injuries, Klopp, and the players. Unless you lot can think of anything else, those are the main 4 reasons, right?
Yeah,
you could argue refereeing decisions, but yeah, those are the 4 main.
VAR has been, but I think those 4.
Yeah.
Out of those 4,
fans, I'm still gonna chime in with that one because I still believe it.
Yeah, I was thinking of that, but every club's going through it, innit? So I just didn't include that one.
No, but I feel like it's different for us, though. As I said, I don't want to go into it again, but our fans are better than everyone's.
Yeah,
and it's just a little
that's
bit,
fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
It's a little bit. Other teams don't really miss their fans that much because their fans don't make that much noise anyway. Like certain teams, their fans boo them and that. You know what I mean? Like it's different for us. We're built different. But...
Yeah, I think as a fan base, we've pointed a lot of fingers at FSG, but I remember Kall saying, I don't know which show it was. He said they're fully to blame for us not winning the title, but we should be getting top 4 with this group of players. So what is the reason what is like the main reason for us not getting top four? Because I believe FSG is at fault for not getting the title. But top four, we should be getting top four with the group of players we have. So what, out of injuries, Klopp players, which one do you think has the biggest impact?
Negligence for me. I think is negligent. I think if you look at the beginning of the season, everyone could see that we needed a centre back. Literally everyone could see it, and they'll argue and say, well, we went into the season with Virgil, Gomez, Matip, and Fabinho. Fabinho should never have been an option as a centre back. If he's going to be an option, he should have been a 5th or 6th choice.
Agreed.
We all know that Matip and Gomez get injured every single season. So there's no way then you can say that Fabinho's 4th choice. Fabinho is effectively 2nd choice. From the beginning of the season, he was 2nd choice. And that was evident because he had to play in the 2nd game of the season. So it was negligent. And
that's making me laugh. Every time I hear negligent, I'm just thinking of a man mopping the floor, not putting the wet floor sign down.
Yeah, for me, it's negligence and just being lazy. It's negligence and being lazy. It's almost as though FSG thought, right, we've won the league. Yeah, well, we've got the same players. We haven't lost anyone. We'll go and do it again. It was negligent. I know I keep on saying the word, but that is the only word.
It's facts.
I agree. I mean, if I'm naming one of the things that you asked, Rion, I would say it's the injuries, because I do massively believe that if Henderson, Fabinho, Van Dijk and Gomez hadn't had the injuries that they had, even if the other people had, I think we'd still be way better off than we are. So it is the injuries if you're just basing it off that, but Cal hit the nail on the head. It is negligent. They were negligent last summer, but thankfully we didn't get the injuries that could have derailed the season. But they tried to do. They've basically tempted fate 3 seasons in a row, and it finally actually bit us in the arse. That's basically what it is. They bust their whole load when we bought Fabinho, Ali, KR, and all their man in that one summer. And then ever since then,
that was from Coutinho, so that shouldn't be an excuse. That was from Coutinho.
Yeah, it was. And that was the only reason we did it, which is why when anyone wants to pick up FSG, again, I'm not saying they're not good owners, they are. But if Coutinho hadn't gone for that big money, we wouldn't have 2 out of the 3 of Virgil, Alisson and Fabinho. 2 of those 3 wouldn't be here. It's a fact.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, 100%.
Agreed.
No, I think the only thing FSG, it's hard for them because they're damned if they do and damned if they don't. But from owners, we just want ambition, right? That's all we want. We're not expecting them to do the Man City and just give us 200 mil every summer. But then even when we won the league, when we won the Champions League, they're not going to get the recognition as owners because that was down to Klopp, that was down to the players. But now we're in the situation, all this light is shining on them. So I don't know if we're 100% they deserve criticism, but is the fingers pointed too much at them?
Well,
let me put it to you like this, just quickly. I've been talking, as I said, I've been talking to people. I'm not going to say his name in case he doesn't want me to say his name out loud, but I've got a good relationship when it comes to, just talking football with a few people who watch the show. And I was talking to one man today even, and he was saying FSG are so much to blame that he takes us all the way back to when Salah got injured against Ramos in the 17-18 final. And when he was saying it, I was like, nah, this is just facts. At that moment, when we saw how much we capitulated in that game because we didn't have another winger that could come on and take that place, and was Adam Lallana, who came on and had to play wide in that game, they should have never, ever allowed us to have any game where in the future we were so like, we don't have anyone on the bench, we're in that position. And if you really think about it, since that moment, they've never truly ever had a situation where our score's good enough that can't happen again. They haven't.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
But we weren't supposed to be in that final that year.
No, we weren't. We overachieved that season.
No, yeah, that's right. But then
overachieved.
I know. Going back to the whole quickly FSG thing about whether you feel like it's a bit too harsh to blame them for certain things. Well, I think this is the perfect way to sum it up, right? We won the Champions League in the 18-19 season, right? We followed that up by buying Harvey Elliott, who obviously is a little gem, Sepp Vandenberg, and getting Adrian on a free.
Yeah,
After selling
definitely
Mignolet,
wrong.
and that was a summer after winning the Champions League, selling Mignolet, Ryan Kent, Danny Ings, and someone else. I can't remember who.
Like, you're supposed to, like, Liverpool's model is kind of based on when you're at the top, so to speak, is where you're supposed to, when you're supposed to, make your statement now because you're on top. Go make that statement. You want to stay there, right? It's not just about getting to the top. It's about sustaining. It's about, you know what I mean? Like, you want to build like a legacy, a dynasty under their stewardship, We've missed the opportunity to do that. We just clearly have. And I think there's too many times when, even though we were happy with the summer that we had, let's be real, we were happy because we knew that was the best we were ever going to get.
Yeah.
We knew that there was always going to be a picking thing, whether it's for a position or a player. Like, for me personally, I'm kind of over the whole, I've either got when Lovren leaves, we go buy left back because we can't afford to buy a centre back, or we got to prioritise. I'm kind of over that now. And even with the player selection, I'm over it in terms of, we've got to either pick that one for left wing or we buy centre mid. Or if there's two wingers on the market that can enhance your team, we can only get one. I don't see Man City doing that. I don't see Bayern Munich doing that. I don't see Real Madrid doing that. Real Madrid,
don't even do that, bro.
Exactly. And I'm going to use Real Madrid as a good example. Real Madrid, that over the years, they stopped that whole kind of Galactico thing, They slowed it down. They went and bought Vinicius Jr., and then they could have easily just been, we got Vinicius. No, they went and got Rodrigo as well. They went and got both of them. Like, they didn't just think, let's just get one. We're just going to... Exactly. Like, it's about building. It's about building, man. And, like, if you want to maintain that, you got to keep aiming for the offenses. But we're not doing that, man. We're not doing that, man.
Let's be honest. You see Neto? Neto should have been who we bought instead of Wolves, to have that young guy who's a special talent, but he can't moan about not being in the first team now, and then he earns his place as the years go on. Even if we're not going to do the big money thing, that's what we should be doing. Rafinha, we got to start picking up these men when they're at the clubs that you can get them, and then you groom them up. If that's the model you want to do, don't be doing this whole you're getting the Shakiris and that. Who, I'm not saying they're bad players, but there's a possibility that that's not going to go the way you want it to go because that player doesn't fit how we play. Yeah. I was happy we signed Shaqiri, but at the same time, he didn't fit the way we play. We got to be honest. It was just a bargain. See, Neto, Rafinha, these man, it's clearly obvious that they suit the way we play. So get them before they're who they are, and then they're already ours. Then we have to pay 50 mil for them.
Yeah. Rion, bro, we're gonna have to let you go and bring in the next caller.
Yeah, no worries.
Big up, though, bro.
You lot doing.
I appreciate that, man.
No, big up, bro. Big up.
Thank you, my bro.
Thank you, bro.
Good luck with the 20k as well. Should be coming soon.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wrote 20. Smash that like. Subscribe.
Trust me. We're on the journey. We're getting there.
Bless.
Take care,
big
bro.
up, man.
Take it easy, man.
All right. Got 3 more callers, guys. 3 more callers. So next one we have on is Dean. Dean, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. How are you doing today, guys?
Not too bad.
What's going on, Dean? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm back again, guys. Last week was a blast, man. I enjoyed the show last week, guys. Thank you for having me back.
Big up, man.
No, I appreciate for coming on last week.
Pleasure.
You made your first appearance last week, innit?
Yeah,
my debut then Kabak, big man.
I also forgot something last week, man. I always thought you looked like DeMarco. You know DeMarco, the Jamaican dance artist. You guys look like brothers, man. You should look him up. DeMarco.
Who looks like him?
Matt. Same thing with a beard and everything. Like, yeah.
Start calling him D'Amato. We might start calling him D'Amato.
Yeah.
That's the one, D'Amato, you know.
DeMarco is a Mad artist, yeah, it's very good. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here, guys, and discuss with you a few things. So I was really like looking at our squad, and then I realized we don't really have our squad is like one dimensional. We don't really have players who are like who have special traits whereby they can do something else. Like if you look at our, I don't know if you guys agree. Like we have all our players. I think only maybe Coutinho was the only player who could do a lot of things, who could pass, who could shoot outside the box, who could do certain things. You know, like he wasn't perfect at everything, but he could at least sometimes try and improvise when necessary. You see. And I feel like now our squad is like one dimensional. We have Mane and Salah, they play exactly the same way. They just run behind the strikers. They try to cut inside and shoot. They don't have anything else they can actually do. You see, if you look at our midfield, they all have that pressing mentality and defensive mentality. We don't have someone who can, okay, this is not working. What should I do next? You see, so I feel like that's what's killing our squad right now because we don't have anything else to do. Even if Klopp tries to change the system, they can't really do it. They can't fit the next system because they're used to doing the same thing over and over. That's all they know. I mean, I don't know if you guys agree. You know.
Do you know what? That's
what you're talking
valid
about
point,
is
you
X
know?
factor, bro. And I agree. We don't have an X factor player. Yeah. Ever since we lost Coutinho, we've lost our X factor player. That player that can do. I know it might sound silly because I know he's not on the level of other people saying, but that's what attracts me to St. Maximan based on maybe affordability and like the level we might be at not getting top four. Just someone who's just got something about them that's just different and he can do something that you don't. Unpredictability. I mean, that used to be Mane. He was our unpredictable player, but I'm praying that this isn't the decline and it's just a bad season. Like I genuinely am. But yeah, like we missed that X factor. We do 100%.
Yeah, and just quickly as well to add to that, I think you know what? Yeah, when I look at Man City, Dean, I look at Ferran Torres and I look at Mahrez and how they're completely different players.
Exactly, they complement each other.
Yeah, see, for me, Mahrez is the type of guy. Mahrez is so techie, and he doesn't always need to run in behind because I think he's got a very good footballing IQ. I think for me, Ferran Torres is not as technically gifted, but he plays in a slightly different ways. Can sometimes be a bit more direct with his running, potentially.
Exactly.
Sometimes. But I just think we don't have that. Like what you said, whether it's X factor or not. When you bring someone off the bench, let's say, for example, for argument's sake, we only got the players that we have now. So say you bring on Divock Origi for, say, Sadio Mane. That's a move that Klopp might do. Mane's tired, he brings on Origi. They're kind of gonna. Origi's kind of gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's going to do it at a worse, and he's going to do it at a worse rate. So again, we do need to find players like Rafinha, in my opinion, like Neto, that are completely different to what we have already.
It's quite scary to see that and think about Bernardo, Sterling, Mahrez, and Torres are City's four wingers, and every single one of them is different to the other, and that gives them variation.
Yeah,
it gives them and it's very smart from Pep to make sure he's got different players to do different things.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Yeah, and at least I know because if you look at 2012, Dortmund, Klopp-ish Dortmund in 2012, all that first 11 men, all the players there, it's something special. Even if you look at Lewandowski, he doesn't just score goals; he has other things as well in his locker. Mane and Salah. Especially Salah. I don't know if you guys think scoring a lot of goals makes you the best player in the world. For me, in my opinion, that's why I always we always debate about Messi and Ronaldo who is the best all the time. It's like one people are leaning towards Messi, one group of people is leaning towards Messi, and the other one is Ronaldo because they most people think if you're scoring a lot of goals in one season that makes you a better player. But I feel like especially Salah. He does a lot of he makes a lot of bad decisions. He makes a lot of mistakes. But then sometimes he just kind of covers it with a goal at the end of the day, and then we forget about all the bad things that he's been doing since the first minute. You see, we see like at the moment we're seeing more of Firmino's mistakes more now, because there's no Man is not scoring goals. Salah, but he's been doing that for a long time, whereby sometimes would make silly passes or make silly decisions, tries to do unnecessary skills when it's not even needed. Instead of just slicing the defense, he wants to replace what you call pretty football. He's flashy, Firmino, and sometimes it's so annoying. He's not straightforward, whereby sometimes he just needs to raise his head, make a pass, and then we score. He just he wants to do spectaculars. He's been doing that for years, and then sometimes it would work out. If it works out, like sometimes you try to cheat the keeper, sometimes it works out, so sometimes it doesn't, right? So you need if you see Salah, all his goals, like he doesn't have like special goals. They're kind of similar.
Yeah.
Right. They look exactly the same. He just runs behind the defense, he cuts in, or sometimes he chips the keeper. Since I looked at most of his goals that he's been scoring since he joined Liverpool, they're similar. But if you look at other strikers, like look at Haaland, look at the goals that he scores every day. That's why even now people are talking about him, because he can run behind the defense, he can score with his head, he can shoot outside the outside the box. He can do all those things. Same as Mbappe. They have that X factor, that extra, thing that they have that makes them more special. I think that's something that we need to look at as well. That's why we're really struggling at the moment, because they don't know what to do. It's not Klopp. The players that he has don't actually know what else to do, because they're like, okay, if this is not working, that's why they keep trying the same thing. Trent, you see him running forward, right? He's attacking as he normally does. When he gets to the byline, he just tries to cross the ball. He doesn't try to pick one player or look up who is there. He just crosses the ball, or put a low pass or a ground pass or wherever is it, and he's forgetting that there's no one to actually at the end of that ball that he's playing in, because in his mind it used to work before. You see, before it was working, but they don't have that IQ, that footballing IQ. That if this is not working out, what else can? Because sometimes Klopp can shout, right? You can pass the ball, do this, and then they are not doing it. It's not his fault. They're not doing what he's telling them to do. So if they don't have that in them to change the way they are playing, I don't think we would actually blame Klopp. I don't know if you guys would agree as well.
I agree and disagree.
Yeah, we need more invention. I definitely believe that, but at the same time, the confidence is just drained from the team, in my opinion. Because I think a lot of our players are overthinking everything, and I think people underestimate how much when you're in your feelings, you just do things you wouldn't normally do. You stop acting instinctively and you start overthinking everything. Like 12 months ago, that chance Mane had against Salah yesterday, he just buries that in the top corner with an absolute superb volley. But he's just overthinking everything now. Do you get what I mean? And I think that's the issue. On the Bobby thing, Bobby plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. We just ain't got time for that. Like, if I'm being completely honest with you, he plays the game the way it's supposed to be. We just ain't got time for that. In the playground, all that Bobby stuff is the best thing you've ever seen in your life. All them flicks and tricks and all that stuff. But we just ain't got time for that right now. Do you know what I mean? And that's what the problem
exactly,
is.
Yeah. Exactly. Matt. Sorry, Callum, you said you disagreed with me as well. I wanted to hear.
I think Salah's got a variety of goals in his catalogue personally. Same with Mane. I just think, where I do agree though is, we don't seem to, the players themselves don't seem to be able to switch their games around if it's not working. Like if something's not working, like for example, if Trent knows that the crossing's not working, it's all right, what do I do next now? Do I try and switch the ball over to Robbo, or do I try and get the ball into midfield and make overlapping runs to try and open his team up? It seems as though we only have one direction of playing. If that direction doesn't play, they just keep on hammering it. And that's my frustration.
I think for me, one thing I definitely agree is the whole Trent thing. Because if you ask me, Trent does the whole I'm going to play the percentage cross, which is what he used to do. And because we used to score from that, do you know what I mean? Like he's carried on doing it. But there's times when he gets into that same position. And as you said, he doesn't look up and he just thinks, well, percentage-wise, if I put it into a dangerous area, surely we will score. But what he needs to understand is this: all three, well, at least Mane and Firmino, confidence is not there. They're not even making the same movements that they used to. Everyone is overthinking things. And in my opinion, it even makes Thiago look worse than what he actually is, because I still think Thiago is quality. But when there's too many times I see Thiago get the ball, and Thiago's actually holding onto the ball a little bit because he's thinking, you guys haven't made no intelligent runs. So I have to hold onto the ball or I have to play it back. And then what Thiago loves to do, and what really frustrates me with whoever gets the pass, is Thiago will play a key pass, right? That will take two people out of that, two people out, cut out two people, and the next person who has the ball then dilly dallies with it, and then it's gone. And you're like, this is what Thiago is good at. He breaks the line. You're supposed to carry on with that pace, but instead you go back. And I just feel like this season, again, Bobby Firmino, he plays the game gracefully, innit? We want, like, it's not like he doesn't play football in the right way, but I just think because confidence isn't there, it's one of those things where you look at and go, well, it's okay you doing a back heel flick that looks pretty, but we need some goals. And I think that's where the frustration lies, because I think if this was 17, 18, even 18, 19, Bobby, we wouldn't have an issue because goals are being scored. And if it's not by him, it's by the other two, so we can appreciate it that bit more. But because we're in a sticky situation, it's going to be more highlighted, which I can fully agree with.
Like even you
sorry to cut you, Dean. We're gonna have to let you go, Dean, so we can bring in the next couple of callers. Sorry, bro. But obviously you're welcome back next week.
Appreciate that, Dean. Make sure you come on next week as well, bro. Make sure you come on next week.
Definitely. I'll do try it.
And now you've got to find a face match for me and Drifty now, since you got one for Matt as well. You got to find our twin.
I'll do. Definitely. It's gonna be my job for this whole week. Double gangers.
Double gangers. Take care, Dean.
Nice one, bro.
Peace, my bro.
So we're going to bring in the next caller. Yusuf, can you hear us?
Yo, I can hear you boys. How are you?
Not too bad, brother. How you doing?
Been better, bro. What's going on, man?
Not too bad. Well, as you guys said, it could be better. It really could.
Could be way better, bro. You know what? Liverpool have made us realize that lockdown has been shit the entire time, but we didn't realize because we were the best. And now it's like, no, hold a minute. Is this how everyone else felt for the last year? Nah, fuck this, man. This is some bullshit.
Trust me. Last season when we were playing good, like everything was blessed, and now, you know, I mean, even obviously we dropped off towards the end, but even just winning games and seeing us lift the trophy at, against Chelsea, you know, and all that, and then now it's just. I was gonna yesterday on the stream, you Drifty, you mentioned you reckon we're gonna finish below Arsenal, you know, and you know what, I honestly we could, you know, I wouldn't bet against it. I mean, what do you guys think, Cal and Matt? If you have to put a number on our finish right now, what are you saying?
I don't know, because I'm just thinking like,
if they beat City, they'd be ahead of us. I just want you lot to think about that just for a moment.
Yeah, but
no, they're 6 points behind us with a game in hand.
No, they're 3 points behind us, bro.
Are they? I don't even know where they are.
If they beat City, they'd be above us.
They're 6 points behind us with a game in hand.
If they've got a game in hand, then they technically can go ahead of us without us even having anything to do about it. I thought we was on the same games played, but they were 3 points behind.
No. I'll be honest. I can see, as things stand right now, with the form that we're in, I can see us finishing 10th.
Don't say it, bro.
I can see us finishing 10th with the form that we're in. We're better than 10th, but the form that we're in and the way our players get injured, I can see us finishing 10th.
If I'm being real, probably something like 8th.
Ambitious, Matt.
Yeah, someone's got to be ambitious with 8.
I mean, how
form-wise, bro, we're terrible.
Honestly,
we are shocking.
Like, don't get it twisted. I'm not Klopp out, and no way. But like, if you think about it, I've seen harsher sackings. Like, would you say Ranieri was harsher if Klopp was to get lose his job? Would Ranieri be harsher than that? Because I think Leicester winning the league was a lot more of a miracle than us winning the league, no doubt.
I was actually vexed when Ranieri got sacked myself, because he was the godfather. That was madness. But now, if they sack Klopp, then they've lost their minds.
Nah, no doubt. I think this, whilst I don't think Klopp has done everything like perfectly this season, I think there's no doubt. I think he can fix this, but it's just we're gonna need a big summer basically.
Yeah, but it's what I've been saying the whole time, and this is what people need to remember in context. At no point have I said Klopp should be sacked, and at no point have I said I want Klopp sacked. I love the man, I adore him, but you have to be honest, and you have to take your own emotion and bias out of it. If we weren't Liverpool and we were called Chelsea, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, or any of those teams, Klopp would be sacked. Like, we've got to be honest. Like, they're sacked managers for way less than what we're going through right now.
Yeah, the only difference is
won the double and got sacked the next season for finishing second.
But the only difference is with those clubs is they get the financial backing to allow you to the best chance to succeed.
Yeah, and a lot of those clubs don't have the heart and the soul and the passion that we have. Yeah, that's true. So we're not like those, and that's why it won't happen. But I'm just saying, in modern football, those clubs would have sacked Klopp. Juventus, Bayern, Juve, these clubs, he would have been sacked by now. So what we have to take into consideration is this is form bad enough to get your manager sacked. You can't you can't shy away from it. You know what I mean? And we got to figure out a way to fix this, and fast.
Yeah,
100%.
Yusuf, where do you think we'll finish?
If I had to say now, I have to say, like, based on this form, 8th/9th actually.
Yeah. That's painful, isn't it?
Because realistically, obviously you're going to have the top four. Let's say the current top four stays as it is, which is likely, I'd say. I think Everton, with their games in hand, and they'll finish above us. I think probably Spurs will probably finish above us. Actually, West Ham are flying as well. They'll probably finish above us. So that's the top four and 3 more. And that leaves us at 8th. And then I'm thinking maybe Arsenal. Maybe
even Villa.
I was just going to say Villa as well.
I forgot Villa.
That's why I said 10th. I know people looked at me a little sideways in the comments for saying 10th, but when you look at the table and you look at the other teams ahead of us, I don't think 10th is beyond the realms of possibility.
If what the person just said is right, because I haven't actually calculated it, we've lost 9 of our last 14 games.
Bruv, we've since Christmas, I think it's Christmas, we've only got 12 points. We've only managed to get 12 points, I think, or since the turn of the year. So either Christmas or the turn of the year, we've only got 12 points. I'm not even joking.
Wait, how many games have we lost this season?
We have lost
9, isn't it?
Liverpool have lost 8 games and drawn 7.
8 games, and drawn 7.
I mean,
how the fuck?
I think, wasn't it? It was like a period. I don't know if you do you include 2017-18. There was like a period where over 3 seasons or something, we only lost like 4 games or something silly like that. I can't remember the exact number.
We're making up for lost time, innit?
We're fully.
Bloody hell! Like, Sadio Mane hadn't lost a home game since he signed for the club until we lost to Burnley. And now all of a sudden we're just losing every week.
This is just depressing at this point, honestly.
Yep.
And honestly, like I don't know, maybe this is harsh, but I've had enough of the injury excuses, man. Injuries have played a part, don't get me wrong, but this is not just injuries. This is not just injuries. This is something a lot bigger. I think I don't know what it is, and I don't know. I hate even the thought of it, but I really think the attack, especially Mane and Firmino, who I love both of them, honestly, I really do. But they could both be declining. They really could.
Sorry to cut you.
I just think that man there have lost all of the energy that the crowd give them. I'm just gonna sing I've got two agendas this season. Everyone realizing it's the crowd not being there and Origi playing games. I genuinely believe when you look at the performances of a lot of our players, even Firmino, we all joke aside about him wanting to hear his song and all that. He might be a player that draws his energy from the crowd. We need to stop underestimating our fans not being there to back the team, you know. We truly have to stop underestimating it. Even if it makes us look weak to other people, I'm sorry. Them man there are definitely missing the crowd. I believe it, 100%.
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know.
I get what you're saying, but also like, wasn't there in our title winning season last season, like before the fans went, there was quite a big period for where like Firmino was off form.
Yeah,
to a degree.
I'd say probably from the turn of the year.
No. Just after the turn of the year, he was on fire, bro. That's when we won the World Club Championship. He was playing all right. It was like February.
Okay, fair enough.
I would say that the last performance where I was like really like, yes, like this is the Bobby Firmino I want to see is probably Leicester 4-0 away.
Yeah.
I think against Atletico Madrid's second leg, he was on fire. If it weren't for Adrian, he got us in the next round.
You know what? That game always, I feel that game was actually one of our best performances in terms of how we played. But we just got messed up at the end. But
it was just part life. That's what was so frustrating about it. Part life just came to fruition and just ruined up the team. You know what I mean? Like,
that was such a sick performance. Some of our play, like we battered Atletico that day. To be honest,
we did.
Yeah. So, speaking of Champions League, I mean, what are your thoughts for the Champions League this season? I mean,
I think we're going out on Wednesday, bro.
You did say, didn't you, Drew?
I'm not even just saying that. I genuinely believe we're going out on Wednesday.
Do you know what?
You're going to bottle a 2-0 lead.
A 2-0 lead, I think is. I'm not saying it's impossible because Leipzig, they can score goals in it. They can score goals, and we can concede goals. But the thing is, we're not scoring, so it's almost a case of, can the defense keep a clean sheet? Can the defense just lock it up to the point where we rely on them? Because at the moment, are we really going to score against Leipzig? The only way we scored against them last time is that they made 2 mistakes, and that's how we scored. It wasn't even like we battered them from pillar to post. So again, it's like it's a flip of a coin. You might find a Liverpool that defensively may concede 1 goal and we get away with it, or all hell breaks loose because again, more injuries again. Obviously, I mean, it doesn't even matter who played at this point. Kabak's injured now, isn't it? I don't know if you've seen it. Kabak's injured. Davis, the hologram hasn't even started yet, so who knows what plays at the back. But I think it's a lottery to who goes through.
I think Leipzig go through. I think they beat us 3-1 on the night.
Oh no! Imagine.
I wouldn't even be surprised at 2-0 on penalties, but I just don't see how we win this game. I honestly, I don't. We are so bad. We are so bad, man. Everyone's smelling blood. They are every single team we play. We've got a cut on our leg, and we're in the ocean, and all the sharks are just—they can smell the blood. They're just coming and circling, man.
You know, and also, I agree with Matt in the sense that like I can't see a goal from anywhere. You know, when Mason Mount scored yesterday, I'm with Drifty and Matt that I fully thought it's done 1-0 or maybe 2-0 to Chelsea. This will end like I couldn't see a goal coming. Chelsea were comfy that half. Honestly, they were comfy.
The man that came in our yard and put their feet up on our sofa with their shoes on.
Yeah.
Way too comfy.
Going back to the Champions League quickly, I just wanted to ask. So I mean, realistically, I'm just saying like it's a tournament. It's a tournament competition. Obviously, it's a knockout tournament. You can get up for games. You can maybe have one-off performances. You don't think there's any chance we can maybe get to the if we can hope Bayern Munich and Man City draw each other. Right? I'm being optimistic here. One of them knocks the other out. All right, and then PSG and who's the other team? Barca get each other. One of them knocks the other out.
No, Barca are going out to PSG at the moment, so it'd be PSG.
Oh, sorry,
Real Madrid, maybe.
Yeah, because PSG gave them some work, innit?
There's no chance we can possibly.
It's not
But
that.
if that's the case, then we've still got either one of Chelsea or Atletico. God help us if we played Atletico. Obviously just beat us, so we can't even think about that. And then what's the other one? Juve are playing Porto.
Porto.
That's the only one we can hope for. Is Porto beat Juve and then we get Porto. And even Porto look good this season. So
I was going to say, I was thinking I wanted Porto, but maybe I don't want Porto because this is the season where teams are getting revenge on us, and Porto owe us a couple of beatings.
Yeah,
they do, bro. From Torres days, you know what I'm saying? From 07, bro.
Yeah.
So,
by Yusuf, we're gonna let you go, bro, so we can bring in the last caller.
Yep, fair enough.
Up,
all right,
always a pleasure, brother.
All the good work.
Big up, bro.
Yeah,
Thank
man,
you,
big
bro.
up, bro.
Respect for that, man. Respect, bro.
Take care, boy.
All right, guys, we're going to bring on our last caller for today. As I said, if you weren't able to get on a call today, do DM me on Twitter and I'll have you marked down so you can get on next week. We won't be able to get everyone on every week, but if you let me know, just DM me on Twitter and we'll make sure you get in next week. And then after we do the last call, then we'll read out the super chats. So our last call, Mark A. Mark, can you hear us, bro?
Yep. Hello, can you hear me?
How you doing?
Yeah,
Thanks for waiting.
Yeah, man. No, I'm tired right now, man. I'm tired, but I think I just want to discuss Liverpool, and then I've got a couple questions lined up. So I think, firstly, we've lost our fear factor. I think teams come to Anfield now, and football is more about it's on the pitch, but also off the pitch. So if I'm a player and I'm traveling to Anfield this time last season, I'm distraught. I'm thinking, I'm coming up against Van Dijk. I'm coming up against this super team. Now you travel to Anfield and you're like, easy 3 points for us. And also when you're doing the warm-ups and you're looking across at the Liverpool team, right now you're just looking at the team and you're thinking, wow, like we can win this, you know. We're the team in form. Liverpool are down and out. So I think that's also a big factor, as well as players have been run into the ground over these years, and a lack of investment has meant there's no like understudy for players. For example, there's no senior backup right back at the club. Robertson has just got a backup left back this summer. The front three haven't had a backup until Jota arrived. Midfield is a place that's been rotated, but a lot of them are like for like players. We've lacked creativity in midfield, and of course we're struggling to score goals because we don't have a killer striker. Because we've put square pegs in round holes. So I think that's just my problem. And then you guys are going to think I'm pissing the wind, but I think this summer is the summer that Man City pull away from us and we go back to fighting for top four. Two reasons. First reason is because FSG are not going to spend money, and this is a summer where we need a revamp for the squad. FSG this summer are just going to steady the books. They've got all their COVID excuses lined up. If we don't make Champions League, they've got that excuse lined up. Not having fans in Anfield, they've got that excuse lined up. And also another reason is because of the players. We've got the Euros this summer, and this was a summer when players like Robertson, Trent, Henderson, Joe Gomez, Van Dijk all needed a rest. And now because of Euros, they're not going to get that rest, and now we're going to go and roll on to the next season, and the players are going to be flat on their asses, quite literally. Let me just tick that off. And then can I quickly just talk about Kabak? I have no problem with him. He's inexperienced. The problem I have is why we signed him in the first place. He's 20 years old, from a side that was relegation bound in Schalke. And we've placed him in a pressure cooker and expected him to deal with it. And we've placed all our hopes into a 20-year-old and a centre-back from the Championship. And if you look at recent players that we've signed, for example, Fabinho, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and Robertson, they have all had bedding in periods or pre-seasons. Kabak hasn't had that. He's slotted straight in, and he's expected to to steady the ship. And then I go back and look at a couple of our games this season, which is where I blame Klopp more so. So I've kind of talked about FSG, but I'm going to blame Klopp now. The the Midtjylland game, where Klopp saw Jota getting kicks left, right, and center, and he had the audacity to keep to keep Klopp to keep Jota on the pitch. I think at that time I wasn't angry with Jota starting. I was more so angry that you see him getting kicked 5, 6, 7, 8 times, and you have the audacity to keep him on the pitch. Jota should have been brought off straight away, and that injury cost us. And then also, this had less impact on our season, but Lincoln, when we beat them 7-2, Van Dijk and Fabinho had to play 45 minutes each. This is Lincoln. Callum, this is Lincoln. How is Van Dijk playing 45 minutes against Lincoln? How is Fabinho playing 45 minutes against Lincoln? This is Lincoln.
Yeah.
Come on, this is Lincoln.
It doesn't make any sense.
This is Lincoln. And we're playing Van Dijk for 45 minutes against Lincoln.
Yeah. No, it's real. Bro, you've just been spitting facts for about 90 to 90 seconds.
I'm going to be real, bro. At this point, I might hand in my resignation and say, Mark, take the reins.
I'm tired, man. I've been on this for weeks. I'm tired.
Everything you said is spot on.
Yeah.
There's nothing to debate, bro. I'll be honest. There's nothing.
And the funny thing is, Mark, what's even more mad is that what you're saying is literally what we all said. More so Cal with the whole, I don't have a problem with him starting, but why did he play so long? It's what we said. And we got lambasted after that review.
We got grilled, bro.
How can you tell Klopp what to do? You don't know what you're talking about. Rare. And then the next day when the news came out, Jota was injured. Because remember, the real reason we were upset was that Salah played 90 minutes in that game.
88 minutes.
Dead rubber game.
I thought he finished the game, didn't he?
No, that's what I'm saying. 98 minutes. There was
90. Salah finished that game. And we were like, why is Salah playing
Fabinho played. Henderson came on. Robbo came on. Firmino came on. Mane came on. It was crazy.
And we were just confused. And then the next day when the news came out that Jota was injured, we said, well, hold on a minute, guys. You shouted at us yesterday, but this is what we were talking about. What if an important player gets injured in the only game in Klopp's reign that meant so little, you could have not played the game and there was no difference? That was literally how much that game didn't mean anything. And we lost Jota for 3 months because of that game. So you're spitting facts, bro. Like,
we got to pull the curtain back. That's the most abuse me, Matt, and Drift have got after a show.
Yeah, it is 100%.
Like literally, not just the comments on YouTube. I don't know about you, like I had people jumping in my DMs saying some wild stuff, and I was like, wow, like no one's even seeing where we're coming from with this at all. Like we got slated.
We did. We got lambasted, bro. Like.
And we had to block people from coming on the channel after that show.
Yeah, and what's so mad is that I think not many times that we all agree like straight away, but I think when that game finished, the first thing we spoke about was how long people were playing for, and we were all agreeing. Like none of us like disagreed with anyone at that point, and that's the one time where we got like the people. Some people in the chat were going ham for us, and it's like all we were saying is that why did Klopp play important players in such a dead rubber game? The game made no sense. You could have played any player other than important players and it wouldn't even matter. It doesn't matter if they beat us 5-0. It's done and dusted. It's over.
And
look
you know
what
why,
happened.
man? Because the last half an hour of that game, all three of us were shitting ourselves because all we were thinking is if somebody gets injured, this is going to be a madness. That was the most uncomfortable 30 minutes of football I've ever watched, and it had nothing to do with the result.
Sorry, Trent played that game as well.
Bro, we finished that game with about 80% of our main team.
Yeah, we did.
Crazy.
And we still didn't win.
And it still didn't even win the match.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a lose-lose.
Yeah. But Mark, bro, you've been sensational tonight.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
genuinely
big up,
have
bro.
been sensational. You always are brilliant, but tonight was just a different level.
Nah, I'm just angry, man.
I feel you, bro.
Yeah,
I absolutely
Trust
feel
me,
you.
bro.
But you articulated yourself without actually letting the
Perfection.
pain out, and that's what was perfect about it. So big up, bro. Great,
Yeah.
cool.
Thanks.
But yeah, man. Please do come back on. Sorry,
Yeah,
Mark.
man.
How old are you again?
Yeah, I'm 18. People will be surprised.
Bro,
Like, yeah, I'm 18.
like for
big
when
up, bro.
people say age and all this, like the future's in safe hands if there's more people
Yeah,
out there like you, bro.
I think the last game I missed was
Future's in safe hands.
the last game I missed was the Club World Cup final because I was on a flight to Los Angeles on holiday.
Okay.
So
Them little stunts
Okay.
there. All right.
yeah,
We said big, good head on young shoulders, and man balling out, jet setting, and all that. All right,
yeah,
cool.
man,
I
I've
hear
got
you.
family there, so it made sense. But I remember I was so distraught because I couldn't watch the game. But when the news came through that we won, oh my gosh, the way people look at me on the plane like I was some madman, it was so funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
Oh,
no,
Mark,
big
you've
up,
been
bro.
exceptional,
Big up,
bro.
man.
Tops it
Absolutely
off, bro.
exceptional.
Trust me. Tops it off.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
come. I'll try and
gonna let
come
you
on
go.
next week.
Please
Yeah,
do.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Please do.
definitely,
Yeah,
bro.
I've got
definitely.
Make
some
sure, bro.
questions lined up about the club and stuff. Anyway. But yeah,
No,
thank you
you're a
guys.
Yeah, man.
star, bro.
No,
No,
big
thank
up,
Bro,
bro.
you,
thank
bro.
you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Right. Amazing callers tonight.
Yeah,
Amazing
great way
callers.
to
Yeah.
end the show, man.
Ish says it perfectly. Wow, speaks very well for 18-year-old. Big up the parents. Big up Mark as well, man. Because you can have good parents and still go off the rails. Like, big up Mark, man. 18 years old. Like, the youth in this country get criticized a lot. They ain't speaking about Mark when they're criticizing the youth. I'll tell you that much. Mark's different levels. Gonna finish off with the super chats now then, guys. So Centurions 100 points says, if we win the quadruple this season, will we be considered a big team? Yeah, you have to be.
Yeah, quadruple.
If Man City do the quad this season, it's undeniable.
It's a mazza. I can't even lie.
I still think it needs a couple more years for them to get that legacy like what Man U and Liverpool and a few other teams have. But unquestionably, that's the biggest achievement in football, though. If they do that, that's unquestionably the biggest in a single
Nothing
season.
touch it.
That's not being touched ever again. I doubt we'll ever see anybody win.
It won't be if they do it. It won't be. It won't be. That's mad.
Got another one here. Sean says Kabak runs like a curry trying to escape the squirts. I think that might be a typo.
He runs like curry trying to escape the what? Sorry,
squirts.
What?
The squirts.
What?
I don't know.
He runs.
Because that would be quick. Because I'm thinking he's talking about when you eat a curry and then you gotta go toilet. But that is quick. That ain't slow.
Yeah, I think it's a typo. Like,
This one's for Abubakar. Prasu. You know. What's for Abubakar?
I'm not even gonna lie. Robert don't deserve that right now, though.
No, that's just for the whole Brazilian contingent. That's not for Robert.
Oh, okay. You know. I feel like an adopted Brazilian from the R9 days, innit? And the thing is, what I always loved is if I learn a little Spanish, I could fit in as well. I'll be like, hey.
No, it's Portuguese they spit there, bro. They speak Portuguese, bro.
Yeah.
You speak Spanish,
you're
right,
getting
bro.
trouble.
You go to Mavella speaking Spanish, bro. You might come back about your shoes, bro. Khalil Hassan. Khalil Hassan says 3-5-2. Ali, Gomez, Varane, VVD, Trent, Fab, Hendo, Thiago, Robbo, Salamane, subs, Bobby, Jones, Naby, Jota, Rafinha, Botman, Simicast, Nico, Kelleher next year. Khalil, it sounds brilliant, but I'm going to be real. Varane ain't happening, man. You see all my transfers I had lined up in my head? As God be my witness right now, I've just written a list that says transfer alternatives, and I was thinking of doing a video for the members because all them ones I had Varane, Mbappe, Neto.
How do you get those guys in 10th? We've just got to be honest, man. You don't finish 10th and get those guys.
It's gone.
You don't.
It's gone. I think Kay has asked Neto / Haaland or Mbappe / Rafinha. Again, if we're living in a dream world, I'd go Neto and Haaland. but unfortunately, none of those are happening.
The only thing that gives me a little bit of hope is that we could still pull off Neto and Rafinha even without Champions League if our owners were just ambitious enough to give Klopp the money. So the only thing that keeps me hopeful is that somehow money is available. I know it won't be, but I still think we could get Rafinha and Neto and Botman, for example, without Europe if the owners just spent the money necessary. Do you get what I mean?
And where we getting the money from, Drift? Go on there, accountant. Where we getting the money from, bro?
Yeah, I don't know, dog. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know.
You think we just go outside and start shaking trees and money gonna fall down? Is that what you think?
We gotta shake some. We gotta shake some.
You better shake that ass. That's the way we gonna get money. That's the way we gonna get money. You want us to be rich? You keep talking about money. It's our money. It's our money. You're crazy. How you go ask for money on top of money? Gave you. You better twerk. You ain't getting no money. LeBron, they still asking for that dough. Tell him it's gone. We taking care of baseball, soccer, and you want more money? These are people. LeBron, I'm done with him. I'm done. You can keep him wearing the football jersey. I don't even care if we get struck by night now. I don't care. Send these mofos back to Warrior. They ungrateful, right? Try to get that little money. We gave them. We bought them that what's his name? Thiago. I don't even know how to pronounce his second name. We got Diogo Jota and Timmy Cass. We got Timmy Cass for them. They got what they want, right? And now they want more. Then in January, they had the cheek to call me, talk about they want a couple of signings as well. They know that's my off season. They play golf. My phone blowing up. I'm getting called WhatsApp, Skype, all these different connections calling. That's my off season. I'm on a golf course trying to perfect my swing, and then phone ringing off the hook. My caddy giving me phone after phone saying, "Boss, to call." Nah. Talk about you want center back, you want collect a cut. What's his name? Car, something like that. you want Carmo. Then you telling me about Koulibaly and all these. What's it? Botman? What's that? Sound like a toy. So you know what? We gave them Cabot, gave him Davis. They still moaning. I'm done. They ain't get none in the summer. Don't show them what real hard life is. See you later, LeBron. We talk later. Crazy if you think we're getting money. We ain't getting that sort of money.
Hip in the
We ain't getting that sort of money.
Oh,
A-Spec Limited said, do you guys rate Eze at Palace? Yeah, I do rate him. Got very good feet. I can't even say his name because we might even get demonetized for putting his name out there. But that's fair enough.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You remember into some old stuff of black man. I don't realize. Hilarious.
Louis Tenai says, love the content, you man. Thoughts on St. Etienne centre back? I'm not going to say his name, Louis, because you tried to catch me out. Do you think Liverpool will make a move? No, they won't, because it's not a real person. You tried to make me say some naughty words online. I caught you out. Gangan Deep says Lovren was hated because he thought he was better than actually was. You know, that's true. That's true. That's probably where some of my dislike. No, a lot of my dislike comes from that. From me. Yeah,
but I like that self-confidence, man. Come on.
No, there's self-confidence and there's delusion, bro.
Come on, goddamn. You got.
He was delusional. Ahmed Ishmael says, "Come on, guys. He's only 20 and can improve with VVD." To talk about Kabak. Aspect Limited says, Drifty, can you give us an analogy for us talking about transfers when we know FSG are broke? Can you, Drift? Putting you on the spot a little bit there.
Yeah, they come to me as I'm talking. It's
All right, we'll let you think about it. We'll let you think about it.
Yeah. Maybe for next show, let me have a little think about it.
So Khalil says, Drifty Dream Team, goalkeeper Reina, centre back. So right centre back Gomez, left centre back Degsy, VV and VVD. Right midfield Adama, centre midfield Hendo and Thiago and Gini, left midfield Memphis, and then up front Origi and R9.
Hey. All I need is Origi R9, you know, and I'm good, bro, to be honest with you.
That would be some team. Aaron LFC, I'm still behind Klopp. He's earned the right to turn things around. I think we'll finish 8th or 9th this season. It seems our players have been space jammed. They'll be back, though. Sad times right now. Yeah, I agree with all of that, actually. Josh T.
No, go on.
Josh T said, maybe FSG told Klopp if you don't win this, you don't get any money regarding the Midtjylland game. I hope they didn't say that, because if they said that, then I'm not going to be best pleased. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be best pleased. That'd actually really annoy me. But again, there's no way to prove it, is there?
Yeah, I know. Unless Klopp writes a book when he leaves Liverpool. Yeah.
By that time, it's too late, though. The damage will be well and truly done by then.
That man will probably still be our owners, though. That'll be the messed up thing about it.
Yeah, for real.
The only analogy I can do just real quick off the bat, don't judge me for it, because it was an on-the-spot thing, is it's kind of like going to school and seeing everyone with like really nice like Game Boys and toys and whatever, and you know that last night you heard your mum and dad arguing about how you're going to pay the light bill, and your dad might have to sell his car just to pay the rent, and then you come home and you're like, like can I get a computer for my birthday and can we go to Disneyland, mum? You just be like,
Disneyland?
Like, Disneyland? I don't even know why I just made that American.
Disney? You better switch on the VA to watch movie, Disney?
The only Disney around here is you sound like you think you're in a cartoon. Like, this is real life. We don't restart next cartoon. You don't die today and you're back tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, Disney, you gonna mess around and be dizzy? You better get out. Get out right now. Get out of the room right now. Go get. Disney, you gonna mess around, gonna make you dizzy. Go shoot.
Oh man!
Right now! Right now! Go get!
God damn it!
The speaker says Disneyland. What you talk about, Willis? Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll be honest. I think with summer, I don't have any plans for the summer. I don't see us doing anything big in the summer.
Nah. Not in the
I think we'll sign a couple players who
Listen. So get on Mickey Mouse. If Mickey Mouse lived in the hood.
No, yeah, I'll be honest, I don't see us doing anything in the summer, unfortunately. I think we'll sign a few players who are good, but not necessarily of the level that we need them to be, and we'll try and hope that Klopp works his magic on them. But we ain't going to sign any ready-made players, in my opinion.
FSG's only plan for the summer to hide in the bunker. That's it.
And I hate to say it, but I think our Egyptian might be leaving.
Bruv, don't even go there, bro. Because you know what's mad? If one of our big players leaves and we don't sign an adequate replacement, we're not Liverpool fans don't have a bar and stuff like that. They don't really want to start that level of heat towards them. They don't. Because that Coutinho solo was only all right because of what they did. If Van Dijk never came in, that Coutinho sale would not have been okay.
Yeah, they'll switch the narrative though. The narrative will get switched.
Yeah, but
that's something for another show. But look, people,
I think I might
massive thank you. Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm gonna cut in a second. Yeah, it's gonna cut.
People, thank you very much for joining. Smash the like if you haven't already. As I said, if you didn't get in this week, DM me and we'll try and get you in next week. We'll be back on Sunday straight after the game, but look out for the interview with James Pearce tomorrow, which will be dropping. And then Monday we'll have our
viewers review will be dropping tomorrow as well, people, in the morning.
So you got to look at that. 2 videos on a Saturday. La 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 la. Look at us doing new content and that. And no, nothing but love, people. Thank you for the support as always. And until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. We are Kopish and we are out, people. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.